Nazim.
I
knew something was wrong with him.
So I couldn't find a good thing that like a good picture that I liked for this one. So I just used the Spider-Man meme of them pointing at each other.
I like it
on there for the Nazim A and Nazim B. Which, by the way, just to be clear, and I didn't tell Sako this either, he's not going to be controlling the secondary Nazim.
Yeah.
Also, that was only just for that 5 minutes of gameplay at the end of the session or whatever that we were coming up to. So where we left off, though, you were all on the Nautiloid ship, which is now airborne and continuing to climb, as far as you can tell, sealed away in the control room of sorts with a naked Nazim 2 and the terrified Dellen's cap. I did also realize why it wasn't visible for you guys, and that's fixed as well. So let me go ahead and move this over.
And are we still in order?
No. We're, at least for now. I mean, the door is sealed, and you guys do feel confident that, at least for the moment anyways, there are no, secret holes for them to be able to sneak in, for the Elithomorphs to get into you where you're at here. So, what are you guys doing?
Well, all right. So he just came in the room. What's Nazim? I'm gonna look at both Nazims. I am going to
eyes up, please.
Yeah, I'm going to. Well, you're not naked. The other one.
Yeah, you're the clothed one.
I am seeing this, realizing something is wrong. I am going to go ahead and I'm gonna start playing my flute again, but I'm let me double check on the charges, because I already did Suggestive Sonata, which is 8 charges, and this has, I think it has 10 total, but I got to double check. Why don't you guys go while I look at this?
We do.
Right. So, what's going on? Why are there two, and why is one naked?
The naked one kind of.
Oh yeah, I have no more charges.
Just in case one of the Nazims tries to do anything totally out of the ordinary. Right in my
Not
action
even...
to grapple, not to.
Okay.
All
right.
So
which one
we're gonna knit a sweater or something?
Yeah, I think, but even then, like, not even the naked Nazim, not even the one you don't know, but either of the Nazims is how you worded that.
Yeah, because I don't.
So you don't trust regular Nazim either. Well, that's fair.
I mean, he might just randomly get naked and come running in, dude. Maybe the one with the clothes is the odd one.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
all right.
Well, the not regular Nazim.
So I'm going to yell at both Nazims. All right, stop! Neither of you do anything. Do either of them Does the naked one stop doing?
The naked one had just looked at the Nazim A, regular Nazim, Sako Nazim, had just looked at him, and his jaw was open like he was about to speak, and then kind of closes his jaw and gives you a very disconsolate look, like a frustrated look.
Okay, but he's not touching the controls anymore, or is he still fucking with the controls?
Oh, he stopped and turned around and is looking at you all.
Don't touch the controls anymore, please. What is happening?
I'm gonna slowly walk towards naked Nazim.
You're right next to him.
I'm gonna walk next to him, put my hand on his shoulder, and then pull out a swatch of leather that I've been saving and just hand it to him very low and point down. I'm like, here you go.
Like a cocksock, a leather cocksock?
Yeah. just for modesty, just a small washcloth.
He
small.
He grabs it, starts to put it on, and then, puts it back on your shoulder. Just hands it back to you.
Can you please... I'm gonna look at clothed Nazim, and I'm just gonna say, Nazim, where did you first meet us? Do you remember?
Oh, you're asking me this?
Yeah, I'm asking you that.
Yes. Okay. This is we first met in the caves, just after you met the warrior.
All right. Question of naked Nazim.
Yeah.
Trying to think of a good question. What's your favorite kind of hot sauce?
He doesn't answer. He seems confused by the question.
I'm gonna kind of look at like other Nazim since he only eats like bread with maybe some honey on it or something, and kind of like give him like a heavy like a wink like. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm doing a heavy wink. It's very hard to describe, like a hard wink.
I'm winking as
And I'm gonna
hard as I
ready
can.
Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna ready Eldritch Blast to shoot the naked one if he does anything weird or aggressive, I would say, or if he goes to touch the fucking controls.
You see Stargoyle flying over towards the controls.
I don't. Stargirl seems cool to me. I'm fine with Stargirl. Whatever. Like I'll die for Stargirl. That's fine. I'm not gonna die for Naked Nazim.
Becky, you were about to say something a bit ago. What was that?
Oh no, I was just asking them why there were two and what the hell was going on.
If you guys, when you say that, then Naked Nazim, if you guys are quite done, I don't mind giving you guys the answers you're looking for. I mean, we're safe in here for now, but I don't know how long that'll last.
Well, start talking.
Well, seeing him now, I'm piecing A and B together, and I guess I'm not the only one. Nazim, I imagine you would attest to the same.
I'll just make a joke of it, put my hand on the shoulder again, and say, "Brother."
I don't think twins quite covers that answer. There were tanks.
Can I do an insight check on Nazim to
Which
see
one?
if he's like being honest right now, or if he's like trying to place like he's trying to lie to the clone one, like pretending to be friends or something. Because it seems like he's being. Does he seem like he's being friendly with him?
So go ahead and Justin, make an insight check. Sako, change your role where above the chat box where it says public role. Change that to private GM role.
You want me to be private too?
No, well, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and do yours private as well.
Right.
And then remember to change them back after you guys are done, but set them both to private GM role. Sako, what you're going to do is if you are trying to lie, you're going to roll a deception check. If you're just telling the truth, then you roll a persuasion check. He seems like he's telling the truth. Oh,
So
you
seems
don't
like he
sense
actually
any.
is friends with this guy.
He definitely seems friendly with him. Yeah, like it doesn't seem like there's any antagonism between the two of them.
All right.
Wait,
What was
so,
your answer, Nazim? Go ahead, Becky.
after hearing the naked one say that, I'm just gonna look at Nazim. So does that mean you're a clone too, or you were the original?
What is a clone, really? I mean, we're all clones of our parents. We're just all genetic makeups of our parents. We're just Xeroxes of Xeroxes, right?
Here's the thing.
So
I
you're a
don't give
clone.
a shit. I don't even care if he's a clone. Is everyone okay as far as not getting stabbed? That's more my concern. Clone, not clone. I don't really have any ethical point. You know, I hooked up with twins once, so don't worry about me and ethics as far as the cloning idea is.
Well, don't get any ideas over here, sir.
You see Naked Nazim hooked up with twins. Naked Nazim kind of, you see him lifting his feet up and looking, grabbing one foot, kind of staring at it. These are all the wounds I intend to take today. So unless you all have other suggestions, I'd like to get out of here.
Is that what we're doing? Is that what you're doing with the controls over there, trying to find a way out?
Well, I
Yeah,
was
where exactly
closing the
are you
door
taking-
first. That's kind of, and he kind of looks at the story. It's kind of up to him here on where we can go, but I don't know that we can actually take control of the ship with Neuraxi still in control.
Who?
The word he said, Sako, have they heard that word anywhere else yet? It would have had to have come from you, and I don't know if you actually said that at any point.
I never said the word, no.
Okay, all right. He says with Neuraxi still in control. Star Rail spins around. He means the engine. He's talking about the engine. Neuraxis is the engine.
And we don't want the engine to be in control? Is it like some sort of living, like it's got its own set of intelligence and we don't want it to be controlling the ship?
There's as solemn as you can tell in a void creature like the Stargoyle. He nods his head. Extremely intelligent.
I'll just look over to him and say he doesn't understand. It's the vestibule.
Do we just talk to the ship and make friends with it?
The Sevastopol, yes, she's friendly. I would like to save her as best we can. But Neuraxes, there's no friendliness in Neuraxes. We either get rid of him or we get off this ship. It's
Okay, wait,
well,
so Neuraxes is the ship, and the other one's the Delvin's cap?
so the words you've heard here, Neuraxes, and I'll put a little equals the engine.
Pretty much, has everyone watched Snowpiercer?
No.
Yeah, I have.
All right, that's the engine.
What?
I
That doesn't
don't,
help at all.
yeah, I remember Snowpiercer, but I don't get what you're.
I don't get this
what you're referring
analogy.
to there. It's been a while though, so
Ah,
I don't
right.
remember specifically. But the Sevastopol though is the nautiloid. That's the whole ship itself, which is also an alive creature, but it's not an intelligent one, and it requires a brain, a consciousness to drive it. The consciousness, the brain, is Neuraxes.
All right. Well, so if we need to get to the brain, I mean, if we destroy this Neuraxes, is the ship not just going to fall or explode or anything like that? Are we real quick? Are we flying right now?
Yeah, you are flying through the air.
And I remember
Stargoyle nods excitedly, though. Normally, yes, but I can do it. I can take it over. I won't be able to leave the ship if I do, but I can keep it aloft, and well, at least one of these Nazims here can keep it flying for us.
First things first, we all need to stop this problem we have on the ship with our friends. So, for the time being, let's just focus on this first issue. How do we get these out of here?
how do we get what out of here?
The things that are trying to kill us?
Yeah, because we're still trapped in here.
Yeah, I mean, do you, weird creature guy, do you know? Are we safe in this room for a little while, or are we on borrowed time as it is?
I don't think they can get through that door. At least I've never,
But I'm
seen
assuming if
anything come through them.
the ship right now, we're flying and it's being controlled by, this Nexus. Bring that back up. So, like,
It's in the chat.
is he just going to start flying us to some other place?
Probably.
I don't like that sound of that. So
No.
maybe, do we have any way of disabling those other, ceiling worm guys? Those crazy alien things?
I have an idea. Do we have control over the ship so we could fly it freely with the star guy?
Well,
Not until we destroy the other thing. The other thing's in control right now. We got to replace the brain right now with Stargoyle.
Stargoyle kind of gives a very hard to differentiate, but you understand it to be a nod, just because the neck is in front of the body, so it's hard to see.
Then we do this. Stargoyle, what do you need?
I mean, if we can get rid of Neuraxes, then the Sevastopol will be happy, and if she's happy, then we can do anything we want.
Can I
Yeah, but
ask
how do
what
we do
happened
that?
between Neuraxes and Sevastopol? Like, what? I assume that they weren't always so discontented with each other. What happened?
Well, Neuraxes is evil.
And has Neuraxes always been in control of the ship, or is this a new thing?
As long as I know of, he's always been in control. Yeah.
So he's like the a bad guy controlling like an elephant with a whip. He's the guy
That
with
is
the whip.
okay. I didn't have a great analogy in mind. That is a perfect analogy.
Is this essentially like a HAL 3000 situation?
Kind of. Except that was with AI that was abiding rules. This is an intelligence not directed by a set of rules in that sense. Neuraxes
Gotcha.
is an intelligence that is not abiding Arthur C. Clarke's whatever the 3 rules of robotics thing.
Great. So how do we get to this Neuraxes so we can get rid of it?
I mean, he's right down there, and he kind of peers over this and peers down that hole down there. I wouldn't suggest going that way, though. It might be difficult for all of you. I mean, you can just walk in there. The room you guys were in, you could have just walked in. So, I mean, I don't think he's locked the doors, or at least if I'm in here, I can unlock them even if he did. And he's weak right now anyway. He was still pretty hurt in the crash. And he kind of Stargoyle spins He's referring to the room where you guys had thrown the orbs into the vats.
Okay,
Just north of
engine.
that. Yeah, just north of the engine room is where the engine Neuraxis is.
I do have another question. And I'm just gonna kind of nod my head to the right. What the fuck is this thing? What is this? I didn't really quite understand then. I was sick for a while. I was dry heaving up. And then
What are you referring to? You're referring to the Dellen's cap?
I'm nodding my head to the giant blue jellyfish thing
Okay,
floating
all
around.
That's
I don't understand his role in all this. You can fly the ship. The ship itself is alive and functional. What is this thing? Is this like the engineer that was in charge of the orbs?
that's Finn. And
Finn.
Stargoyle looks sheepish for as best as he possibly can. Again, with seeing no features because he's just a void creature. You sense, I'll just put it that way, that his response gives a kind of sheepish, like he's not sure if he's about to say something insensitive towards potentially Nazim or the Dellen's cap itself. He says, he verbally says, and again with this kind of sheepish automatic tone that you would have picked up. He's kind of important for keeping the two of them from understanding things and what's really happened to them.
So he takes her memories.
He nods. He keeps them from understanding the real situation so that they don't try to fight back.
Okay, but why does Finn want to get you home?
Finn doesn't like Neuraxis either. Nobody likes Neuraxis. Neuraxis is trying to hurt the Sevastopol. He hurts all of us. We're all prisoners.
Who's got booze in their pack?
I think there's some in the bag of holding. I think we.
I'm gonna start going. I'm gonna go to the bag of holding and try to find some booze in there to drink.
We got that jug that makes wine and stuff, don't we?
Yeah.
We still have that?
Yep.
Yeah,
Why? Okay, I'm not making
I'll
like
pull it
50
out.
gallons of
Y'all
wine.
keep talking. I'm making some wine.
50 gallons. Just soak the
Hey, we
floor.
could use it on
I'm
our
being
action kit,
slightly sarcastic, but yeah, no.
I mean, Norok's a big guy. He takes a lot to drink. It'll be fine.
50 gallons probably still lasts you a couple of days, even with Norok. But Finn Bekwid Ron Riyadh is his full name. He just goes he's Stargirl.
Can I just put Finn?
Yeah,
It's
Finn is
easier to
fine.
remember.
Is the Dellen's cap. Is his whole name, but it's a Welsh name for a kind of whale. That's where it comes from. But anyways, for a specific kind of whale, which I liked naming themes. Of course, and Cetus, which is the Latin name for the species of whales, was the Dellen's cap in the first campaign. Anyway, but Finn, he keeps the Nazim clones. And again, there's kind of a sheepish look as he kind of looks in the two clones' direction there. Keeps them shackled, for lack of a better word, and something happened, and your Nazim broke the shackles, and we kind of tried to use that as our impetus to try to escape. And then here we are.
Oh, so Nazim,
Right.
you've been here before.
I'll give a little showman's ta-da type of thing with my arms held open.
So,
Little spinny
so
bow.
you want to let us know about the these creatures that were floating through the ceilings and the floors and
Yeah.
nearly killed you?
That heads up would have been nice.
Live dangerously.
The other Nazim says, at least when I woke up, they were still in their containers. They weren't supposed to be free.
Great. So how do we get them back in there?
We
So
knew
we-
they were on the ship, but they became a little upset, I assume. And
Yeah,
free.
two of the containers are broken. I assume those are the two that are out. The other two are still, at least when I last checked.
There's 4 of
They're
those
right over
fucking
there.
things on this ship. Why?
How do we
he
kill
nods.
them?
I
Also,
mean,
I
same
can
as-
make 1 gallon of wine if you'd really like that.
With
4 gallons
Pogo
of
size,
beer.
Pogo would bathe in a gallon of wine at his size.
Okay, so it's either 4 gallons of beer or 1 gallon of wine.
Yeah, a gallon of wine seems fine. I'm gonna start making. Is it like instant?
It's
Yeah, pour
it
straight out of the jar.
yes.
filling it up.
I'm gonna fill my water skin up with some wine.
So no actual water. It's
There
just
might be a
wine.
bit of
That's all you
water in
have.
there, kind of like a grog mixture now. Just
No, I
wine
mean,
and-
I mean, you have no actual water for when you
No.
actually need water. It's just
It'll be
wine's always
fine.
good.
Everyone else has some water. I'll borrow. I just want some wine right now because this is a very weird situation, and I'm just gonna let y'all know. Whatever you feel like doing, just let me know. I'm fine with it. I don't like it. I don't like that we're here, and I'm gonna look at Nazim.
Which one?
Kind of both of them. Don't know why we're here. Doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm very small, so maybe that has something to do with it.
So as Nazim had described it to you all, though, yeah, he definitely was here before, and hence the draw to come back here. But the Dellen's Cap had been used to kind of remove a lot of his memory that has been slowly returning since he broke off that shackling that they had kind of put on him.
Right. Well, we should probably hurry up and make a decision because we're flying. I mean, we're in the air, so I don't want to go wherever this ship is taking us.
Arteme, give me probably... Who would have the most spatial awareness? Probably Arteme. Give me a flat intelligence check.
Sorry, what check was that?
Just a regular intelligence check.
So I'll just look to everyone while she's doing this and say, so consensus, we kill it. We kill the engine.
Yeah, but first we got to deal with the things that are trying to kill us at this point. Because
if we go to the engine, are those things going to be there too? Those big alien things, Stargoyle?
They don't like the engine either. Nobody likes Neuraxes. They want off the ship too. If we can free them, they might just leave.
How the fuck are we going to free them?
Open the doors. Turn the
Can
ship
you
upside
do that
down.
from this little panel
I was
here?
about to say,
Yeah.
I have working knowledge of this ship. I have working piloting knowledge of this ship. And I was thinking, if any way possible, if we take control of the ship by killing the engine, of course, we could just go into the vacuum of space and open the doors.
I mean,
Or
that's
not.
not a terrible idea, but I mean, you can get us back from that vacuum of space, yeah?
I mean, we can't.
Yeah,
I'm under the
no
impression that we can't control the ship until we kill the main part of it, until we kill the evil man with the whip controlling this space elephant.
Correct.
Mhm.
So then, if we go there, those other things might be there. But if they don't like it, maybe they'll help. Are they
Yeah.
smart enough to understand that? If we were fighting this this Neuraxes, and they were there, would they join in? I'm asking the Stargoyle.
I may
Also,
have done
one-
2 ability checks. I'm just waiting. It's lagging out real bad.
You did. You got a 3. So.
Oh,
One more
well,
question. Sorry.
Followed by a 10.
Monk's
One more
like, good job,
question.
it's not a 1.
Almost. What's that, Sokka?
I was going to say, can we use the Dellen's Cap to our advantage? Since we now know what the Dellen's Cap kind of does, can we use the Dellen's Cap and weaponize it to make these creatures, A, forget about us, or B, cause some form of disruption within these creatures so that we can freely attack the engine? I'll look
The
over at
other
Stargoyle.
Nazim. Okay. Well, the other Nazim, you see him kind of stand back for a second, cross his arms. It sounds like a good idea to me. Stargoyle kind of is still just flapping there in place. He's not really sure. I can try. Stargoyle responds. I can talk to him. I mean, if Finn is willing, then I don't see any reason not to. And they scare him too.
All
I
right.
mean, sure, it'd make it a lot easier.
Yeah, find a way to speak with the Dellen's Cap and see if.
Oh,
there's
I
a
can
way
talk
that
to
we
him. He's just sitting here listening to all of you right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see
he
if
says he's
there's
got
a way
something
to
we
help
can
you as well.
Have them either. Yeah, see if he knows a way to assist us, but also if there's a way that we can have these creatures forget about us, or just stay away for a while.
He says they're smart enough that he thinks he can. They could, at the very least, he can get them to go outside and leave us alone if I can open the door.
That works.
Well,
Do you want me to open the door?
Are
'Cause
we
I-
still in the general vicinity of where those soldiers were, or have we like flown off, or are we just like floating in the air?
So the reason that I had Fox make that intelligence check actually was because she's the only one with enough spatial awareness inside a room. Like imagine you guys are in an elevator, you're not going to know what floor you're on, kind of a thing. But with her being on the broom, I was thinking because she's on the broom isn't automatically moving either, meaning she's having to constantly move herself up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, in whatever direction the ship is moving, right? Because her feet aren't on the ground. And I was going to use that to try to give her an idea, but she rolled a 2 plus 2 plus 1 for a total of 3. So with that, Arteme is not able to give you an accurate idea. But Arteme, you do know that you are still moving upward at an angle. You're moving upwards and forwards.
Okay.
All right, so maybe we're far enough away from the soldiers that if we let them out here, they won't kill them.
I mean, the Stargoyle responds. I don't even if they were close. I don't know. I mean, if we let them out and they jump off, they're a danger no matter what, wherever they go.
It's
I
someone
mean, you
else's
saw how
problem
much it took
deal with.
to even injure one of them. That's fair. That's true. The other Nazim kind of nods. And as long as the other two stay in their containers, I don't see any problem with them either. They were only supposed to be cargo.
Right. I don't
Is
care
there-
what we do, but we got to do something.
Is there any way that we can get into those two sleeping aliens' heads prior to them waking up using the Dellen's cap and maybe flipping them to our side to maybe attack the other two? We can cause a little civil war, cause a distraction so we can get it and do what we have to do to the engine.
You see Stargoyle's head look in the direction of the Dellen's cap, and it's clear that they're communicating. And he turns back. He thinks so. Finn thinks he probably could. They're not entirely awake, but if he wakes them up and communicates with them before we release them, but it does mean releasing them.
If we can be sure that we can turn them to our advantage and run interference, I say we do that. Let them fight it out, and it'll buy us some time to take control of the ship. And once we have control of the ship, jettison everyone.
Sure.
Do we really understand the concept of space? I'm just curious here. Maybe Nazim does, but would the
I
rest
do.
of this group understand the concept of space?
It hasn't had the kind of study that, say, modern societies like ours have,
No.
but yes, there. I mean, the distance between planets probably not so much, meaning that you wouldn't be able to probably get accurate results as far as how long it might take to travel between and things like that. But that space is an empty substrate that planetary or celestial objects are
Here's the
floating
thing.
inside of. Sure.
How about this? Do we even really need to go, like, why would we have to go into space? Why don't we just control the ship, go a little higher, and then just drop them out? Or are you talking about them getting sucked out? And can this thing go into space? The thing we're in, this giant snail, goes into space.
Yeah. That's how they travel. That's how they got here.
Like, I mean, it came from space, so,
I'm
pretty sure it could go back.
I'm gonna drink a little wine and like
on the
rub my
shoulder
temples
again.
together in this fucking room.
Pogo's getting a headache.
Pogo's head is
Like,
getting.
Naked
I mean,
Nazim on the
I
shoulder.
won't go
Hello.
to space with the ship, but it could definitely go back to space.
So, as Nazim is aware already, without, the other Nazim's already in the room. The other Nazim speaks up, Nazim B, and says it definitely can go into space, and it is safe. And he looks at Arteme. It is safe for people inside to also do so. The Sevastopol can close up, and inside the shell.
I don't mean it's
safe.
not safe. I just mean I'd rather not leave the planet.
Well, that's fair. I'd rather not either, to be honest. It's been
Make it
troublesome.
sound like you don't trust me flying the ship into space.
Or me.
I don't trust you flying the ship into space.
Who else is more qualified to fly a flying snail into space? Is that not weird enough?
Pogo's not even gonna try to lie. He's just.
Can I just vote Finn flies it?
Finn doesn't know how to fly it. Stargoyle responds.
Thanks, Stargoyle.
I'm the navigator, and if I can point it in the right direction, we would need a pilot still, which is what the Nazims are for. And then we kind of have all the things we need. Finn here, since the Nazims don't really need to be so restricted anymore, Finn's job is kind of fulfilled at this point. So maybe he can get some PTO or something, but he's still scared right now. That I think he just wants to get us off this ship as best he can.
I'm just gonna start whistling and blowing on my nails, just waiting.
Si and I are gonna go and try to comfort Finn as best we can.
So if we go and try to kill this thing, what is it? I don't. The concept of fighting a spaceship engine is.
Yeah, like, is it
confusing to me.
mechanical or is it a creature?
Is it just a brain in a jar? Does it have arms? Does it hold a sword for some strange reason?
You see, Stargoyle is kind of puzzled. He's not really sure how to respond. It's definitely a creature, though, as far as these input you've gotten. But the other Nazim says, when you say brain in a jar, he's like he's about to say almost yes, and then you say with arms, and he's like, gotcha. And he kind of points at you. That's about as close as you can get.
It's a brain in a jar with arms?
Pretty close.
Ooh.
I'm just waiting for a picture in Discord to show up.
Nothing yet. Oh, for a Sako finding one?
Pretty close.
It's
not an arms.
Yeah, close to that, G. Yeah. Or Mother Brain. Remember the Captain N? I think it was the Captain N cartoon, wasn't it? That shitty one where Mother Brain was like a stretched piece of skin inside of a jar, kind of like that. Yeah.
I mean, I've got some mushrooms. We could, if it's in a jar, we could put the mushrooms in the jar with his brain. That might be weird for it.
And make it vomit. That's it. Yeah, very much like that. Kind of very similar to that. Yeah. Yep. Good pull there, Sako. I forgot about the Super Nintendo one. The Mother Brain in that one. I mean, usually when that kind of creature needs to be mobile, they'll attach themselves to another creature like a dragon or something. But when they're just in a ship, yeah, they're basically just in a bowl.
Ooh.
But it is wounded, but they're still very dangerous. That they have extremely strong psychic controls.
Great.
I mean, if this is something that the group thinks we need to do, we've seen some weird shit before. We might get through it, all right?
I mean, at this point, I don't think we really have a choice. I mean, I don't want to go to space, like, at all, but I would much rather have Nazim piloting the ship than Neuraxes. So.
All right, well.
You have a preference on which Nazim? Nazim B says.
I'll just wink and point at her and do some finger guns.
I think we need to find the other Nazim a name. Because it's just, it's
Nazim, do you have like a middle name or like nickname?
Why would I need to change my name?
or
Make him change his name.
Airline?
But we know this one. Like,
That's
we've
not my
known him
problem.
for a while. So
What about Mizan? What if we just switch it and reverse it? You could be like a DJ.
Reverse it.
DJ Mizan.
If it makes you feel better, fine. I assume that I'll know who you're referring to when you call in my direction. But my name is still Nazim, just as his is. It's not fair for me to change mine just because you know him.
Not better run a fucking spaceship.
Okay, but when we say Nazim, you guys are both gonna answer, right?
yeah, which just makes
Yes.
it weird.
He shrugs.
I don't care. That's fine.
So are you guys twins or like clones or something?
Or clones.
Okay.
You see Pogo's just eyes go glossy as conversations like this start.
Well, that would make sense because normally people don't call twins the same name, but clones would theoretically have the same name.
I woke up in a smashed glass capsule and cut up my feet running out here. So, I mean, this is all very new to me still. But yeah, I don't feel like I'm any different of a Nazim than I imagine he does.
Clearly
Okay.
he's a clone. Look at him. He's running around like a tripod.
What are the smallest winds?
That was rather rude.
It was a clever way to try to brag almost. It was funny, made me laugh.
I mean, I don't think he was made with clothes on. That'd just be weird. But we do need to get you something, because you can't go out in public like that.
Fine. So what are we doing?
Hear that, Nazim number 2? You're a naked clone flying on a space snail. That's weird. You should put some clothes on.
Wow.
I mean,
Says
honestly,
the guy
clothes-
trying to cut leather off of living people.
Yeah, like the clothes version isn't any less weird.
You need leather so you don't look like that.
I hate everything about this. I am. if
Do
we're
I have
doing
an
this,
extra
though,
pair of pants or just an extra pair of something on me? Or some old clothes or something?
I have some. I mean, they're very small.
Yeah, yours would be like your
You could like.
performance clothes and stuff like that. Those would be
I've
a bit
got-
small for him. Arteme has a bunch of furs and shit though.
Yeah, I could make you a quick pair for pants.
I can
do
just
like
throw
a-
something over my shoulders. I'll cut a hole for my head on it. Wear it like a what's the word for that thing? Like a
Poncho.
There you go, poncho.
Yeah.
Does
Cut
that
a
make
little
you all feel better?
poncho, Cut a pant leg off of one of his Pogo's pants and make a modesty sleeve of some sort, and then you're good to go.
I don't. That's. I am gonna. Oh, I don't have it equipped. Oh, I don't have it equipped, motherfucker. Just let everyone know. I'm gonna be in the back. Fucking. Wait. I can re-equip my items on a short rest, huh?
You mean reattune? Switch
Reattune, yeah.
attunements? Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
It's supposed to be one. It's supposed to be one item per attunement.
Okay, that's okay. All I need is one.
But I don't abide that. Like I mean, maybe swapping all three, maybe not. But if it's just switching one for another or something, deattuning and reattuning, that's fine.
I mean, are we taking a short rest here? That's an hour. Are we just gonna let the ship fly itself for an hour?
Or not
No.
taking a short rest. All right.
You did
Okay.
see Sarah and Arteme, or sorry, Sai rather, and Arteme, were trying to comfort the Dellen's Cap, and it seemed to have calmed down. While you guys were having this discussion, Stargo was clearly communicating with it, and then Stargo went over to the control panel, opened the door as the Dellen's Cap flew through, and immediately shut it right behind him.
Okay, where's Finn going?
You said you wanted him to go talk to them and tell the other ones to be nice and help us, right?
Yes.
Well, he's being brave. He's going to do that.
Okay, I'll send Ty with him.
Okay.
I'm gonna let everyone know. As of now, I'm pretty much spent, so I will have to be in the corner shooting my crossbow.
I mean, I've got a couple, but not a whole lot.
Well, we can. So, I mean, it's fine. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Is there any way?
Well,
do
do
you
we
know,
know-
Stargoyle? Is there like a emergency escape pod somewhere in the ship, my size or bigger?
Not pods. There are hatches you can jump out of.
Hmm.
Yeah, not exactly a tuck and roll situation. Do we know about how long this might take for the Dellen's Cap? Because if it's going to take our Dellen's Cap an hour or two, we might as well do a short rest of some sort.
Stargoyle kind of peers to the south. He's kind of looking to the southeast. You guys actually ran past those containers. You just were paying more attention to chasing naked Nazim and didn't notice them. But he's peering to the southeast, like still on the same level with you all. And then he stops and looks back at everybody. He's done.
Okay.
And is that like a good outcome? What happened?
He says that they're friendly now. At least they will be when he lets them out. He hasn't opened it yet. He wanted to make sure you were, ready for him first.
How about the other two that we cut in half, kind of?
They're still out there, and one of them is bleeding badly. Like he may not be much of a challenge, but if the other two finish him off first and then go after the other one, then I think we'd be okay. And as long as Finn keeps on good terms with the two others, then I think we'd be okay. They just want out.
All right.
All right. I mean, let's. Here's the thing, guys. We already let a giant, creature into that big ocean area. What's
mean,
a
we're
couple
re-
more? These will just, you know what'll happen? We'll never see them again. They'll become lore.
Oh, as a DM, that is a great thing to hear.
That
They'll
is
travel around the
God.
world.
Just creating problems for everybody else that you're never gonna have to deal with again.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
The Loch
The
Ness
chances of
Monster.
us having to deal with it. Put it in
Okay, wait,
small,
hang on. They want to be free, but are they going to kill people or are they just going to feed themselves?
Oh, they're absolutely going to you know just based on the kind of creatures they were, Arteme, they are nothing but apex predators, and they will absolutely decimate entire regions just because they'll be that hard to put down. Eventually, somebody will be able to kill them. You guys got close with one, but see how much effort it took to kill or to take that one down, and you guys are level 13, and most towns have a level 1 person, level 3 maybe at the most. And that's only a single person,
So
not
we
a
can
You
let
always
them
come
free on
back
the
later
ship.
after they're on the ground and then charge.
We
a
can
bunch
let
of
them
money.
free on the ship, but
There
we
you go.
cannot let them escape the ship.
Can they
Correct.
swim? Like, do we know if they can swim? We could just
They
drop
look
them in
pretty
the
heavy. It
ocean.
looks like it's made of metal.
We
Yeah,
took
just
them
drop
off
them
of
in the middle.
Stargoyle responds. We took them off of Evian, and that's got a lot of water. They probably can. I mean, I didn't see it, but
suppose. That
but
would make sense.
That planet has a very aquatic biome that they came out of, so
They're
probably.
very fast, so they could probably swim. Yeah, I
That
can see
space thing's sounding pretty good now, doesn't it?
All right, let's take over the ship first, and then we'll discuss where we're going and what we're doing.
Stargoyle looks to the south. He says they're ready, so if you want him to let them out, he'll do it, and then he can kind of keep communicating with them to make sure that they're focused on that and leaving us alone.
Okay.
The other Nazim stands there. If that door opens, I'm going to make my way up to the pilot's chair. Other Nazim, and I'm going to keep calling you that because I'm also Nazim. If you want to fly for a while, that's fine. But in the meantime, if you guys manage to stop Neuraxes, the ship is going to plummet. So I'm going to go sit in the pilot's chair, wait for that to happen.
I want to do an insight check.
Sure.
Just to see if he's planning to just fly us off once he gets control of this ship, or if he's actually going to work with us.
Sure. Go and roll it.
Oh, wait. That is super cool, by the way.
Oh, I forgot I added that too.
I am back.
Oh, you re-rolled the natural. Okay, it was a re-roll from Halfling
Yeah.
Natural 1. Okay.
Oh,
All
man.
right. Well, then
If you could change that with the Price is Right failure sound, that would be so epic.
I could put whatever song, or whatever sound I want. That was just the default one that it came with. Yeah. It'll probably be mostly Fox that hears them, but if history is any example.
Thanks.
But he seems like he's telling the truth.
Okay. I mean, yeah, sure.
I'll put it to you this way: he doesn't seem particularly friendly to any of you, the same way that Nazim really didn't when you guys first met him either. But he clearly has self-preservation in mind. He doesn't want to die either, and would much prefer if Neuraxes was dead and the ship was under, more healthy control.
Right, so you go sit up in the pilot's seat. We'll kill the current pilot, I guess, engine, whatever the fuck Neuraxes is, and then we'll all just meet up in the pilot's chamber thing, whatever, and discuss what the hell we're doing.
Sounds good to
Sure.
me.
And if it makes everyone feel safer, I'll take over controls once we have the ship.
I hate all of this. Sure, let's do it.
All right. Then when you're all ready, I'll make my way up there.
All right, let's go.
Stargo punches the door, and Nazim heads his way out.
I don't know how to say this, but I'm very, very squishy right now. So just want to let everyone aware. I might not be a lot of help. I might have to hide in the corner a bit. And I apologize in advance.
Yeah, I mean, all of you are a little low on resources at the moment anyway. So,
And
just yeah. So, keep that in mind. This so out of narrative here without, I'm not spoiling anything, but the fight could be very dangerous if you guys don't play it, a little bit tactically and depending on dice rolls and so on. But apart from that, it's not, it's not any more dangerous than any of the other boss fights you guys have had.
Before we walk out, I'm going to turn to Stargirl. Does it have any weaknesses?
It's mostly brain power that it has, and I mean, if you can stop that, or otherwise, if you stay, close to me, I can kind of try to push back on its psychic abilities, but apart from that, not really. I mean, it is badly injured already. It'll probably just need to be beaten up enough to scare it until it leaves.
Okay.
It's gonna leave?
They're tricksy creatures, as far as I understand it. He won't stay. He won't just die. He'll leave.
Would psychic damage help?
I doubt it will work at all. He's probably pretty bulwarked against any kind of psychic damage.
Okay, so.
But he's just squishy. I mean, if you get in and can just poke at him, it looks like jelly. It looks like you could hack him to bits real easily, and then he'll fly. He'll disappear. He'll fly away.
If only we had some tail-like skewers.
You guys know where one is right now.
Okay,
Probably
but
heard
it
it
doesn't.
playing as that one of them was trying to put it on the other one.
He's trying to surgically attach it.
Yeah.
Well, I could use spike growth. And just, like, it's a 20-foot sphere, and I could just grow spikes all around it, like, within it. Like, impale it on a spike growth.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
necrotic damage, so.
And I've got a crossbow.
I think the big guy's sword that he's got there will probably, do a lot to it as well. It would be like hacking apart,
I could also use Moonbeam on it to,
Doors open, guys.
Yeah, let's.
Would it be
Alright, let's
prudent
go.
to have one of our little helpers go after the damaged alien on the ship and bring the second helper with us and use that to stab the brain because it can pierce through pretty much anything?
I'll tell you, as Nazim, having been in a fight
It's
with them already, those
massive.
things are so dangerous that them even, if them trying to fight nearby you, like there's gonna be collateral damage just because of how violent they are.
Gotcha.
And didn't the Stargoyle said that they were afraid of it, so they probably wouldn't attack it. I'm assuming they'd be too scared.
They don't. They just want off the ship really, and Dellen's Cap is the Finn rather. The Dellen's Cap is currently. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys this since the doors are open. You are hearing very like nails on a chalkboard kind of screaming sounds coming from the southeast as the two that he's letting out of the tanks are waking up and becoming conscious again.
Right, so we
Alright,
should probably
well.
get out of here and down there.
Yep, let's bug it. Let those two negotiate with the other two while we get downstairs.
All right, let's go.
Wait.
And Stargirl flies out. I'll lead the way.
All right.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna follow up at the rear of the party, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep an eye backwards to see if any of these two that we've already been fighting try to sneak up on us in any way.
Sure. Okay.
And I'm gonna have my. I'm actually not gonna. I'm gonna have. Toll a dead readied in case I see one of them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right.
As we start
Those
running,
ones, just to confirm, those two that we were fighting, those ones aren't on our side, right?
No.
No.
Yeah, they're still.
So I'm gonna
yeah.
keep an eye out for those two.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys too. By the way, that you, I think Sokko had suggested that if you guys have tried to do it the other way, it was going to be a very low chance of success because they were already, kind of blood crazed and hostile. But the two that were still asleep, he was able to communicate with, and I was going to be like below his passive. The Dellen's Cap's a powerful enough creature to just do that, so it wasn't something you needed to roll for. But
Wait,
since you guys
manually
suggested
moving?
that, yeah, go ahead and move yourselves, or if you want to. What were you going to say, Becky?
I'm gonna down an Iskil Stridehouse, the spoiled one.
Okay.
'cause I'm not looking so great.
All right, make your con save.
Ooh. Let's do con.
That'll make two of you vomiting on the ship. It hasn't even, gone into space yet.
Yay.
No, that's success. All right,
Actually, I'd like to drink a potion as well.
sure.
I have one potion.
You guys, I mean, if you want to, spend, it would really be a short rest at least, anyways, which does mean an hour of letting the ship just fly. So, potions might be a better choice.
better.
Although Arteme actually has, what is your medicine, Fox? You have a
The
thing with your
medical.
Yeah, your medic ability. You have something in there where you can do it. I think it's over 10 minutes or something like that, right? For bandaging. I think that's what it was.
This your metal skill. In a short rest, you can clean and bind wounds. up to 6 willing humanoids. Like a DC 15 check, but it's during a short
Yeah,
rest.
it is a short rest. Okay. I thought it was shorter than that. That's a shame. Seems like it
No.
ought to be, but all right. Yeah, go ahead and roll the hit points from that, Sako. Starwell is floated down at the stairway to the
Just roll
southwest.
2d4.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall on the broom, but
Just
I
click
used
where it says other formula.
Oh.
Sako.
I used the target thing and I lost my token.
What do you mean? Oh, okay, because do you have the relic? You have one of the little dog things targeted right now? Is that what you have highlighted?
Yeah.
Okay, so click off of it, and then scroll till like much further to the north where you guys are. You also have Psy on the board as well, so that might have...
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
But Starwell is kind of flapping above the stairs here, and then on the left side over there. The middle
I'm gonna-
stairs go up, and the two on the sides go down.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Stargirl then.
Okay. Do you want me to move you?
Yes, please, because it's not moving or it's really slow.
No problem.
And I'm gonna bring up the rear, holding the spell, looking backwards.
Yeah,
in
looking
case
for
one
him.
of the two that we hurt.
Okay.
Comes back,
Knocks
or
out.
they
Gotcha.
could attack us. Mhm.
Sure.
You need a potion, Pogo?
No, I'm actually golden. I'm at 84. That's the
All right.
only thing on me that's actually fine right now.
Norok's taking some hits too. Ben, you're at 79, which that's still obviously a lot, but that is 60% or so for your hit points. Oh, you're drinking 1-2G?
I had healed them as much as I could with the spirit while we were
Yeah.
in combat. I'm kind of out of healing stuff.
I'm trying to, but I'm lagging. So if it's easier, you can just do it for me.
I was gonna say, like, if
That'll
you
work.
want to just kind of move,
'Cause I have one,
you
sorry,
where I would be.
Sure.
I can spare one potion for somebody if somebody wants a potion. Just let me
I'll
know.
just use one. Okay, I'll use the one that I have.
You know what I
want
am
this heal one.
gonna do too while we're walking? Real quick, I'm going to drink the spider potion.
Spiderfoot salve. That's not a
Yeah,
drink. You gotta rub it on your feet. You gotta take your
oh.
shoes off and rub it on your feet.
Oh, well,
It's fine. You'll be able to walk on the
Yep.
ceiling. You just
I'm
won't
gonna,
have shoes on.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump on Norok's back real quick and his shoulder while I rub some salve. into my
Oh
feet.
man. So to even do that means you have to sit on his shoulders like a kid, and then you're just
Yeah.
rubbing salve and shit with your feet right
Like
in his
it's like
face,
kind
'cause
of
that's the
in
only way
his
to do
face.
it. Yeah, they'd have to be right in his face. Would be the only way to do that. So
Yeah.
that's not uncomfortable for Norok as he's trying to
Stinky-ass
drink.
boot feet.
Yeah, and he's trying to drink a spoiled, a disgusting, long since spoiled potion at the same time. I went ahead and applied the heal for you, 2G. You succeeded on the save. Yep.
Right, so
I
I'm
set up
gonna
the stairs things to actually like automatically move you guys. So if you want to, if you click there, if you move yourself onto the stairs, it'll automatically, teleport you the way that it's supposed to. Just see if you go left a little bit, then down, it'll. How did you move through that? Hang on, Pogo. It's supposed to do that. Let me snap you back. There we
Going
go.
all over the place.
Where am I going?
Hang on. There you go.
There we go.
All right. So
All
it's
right.
probably going to take me the whole walk there to put the salve on.
To thoroughly apply it on your feet.
Yeah. If I'm being honest with myself, so I'm no longer holding that other thing ready because I can't do both.
I mean, I would say you're still able to kind of rub your feet and keep your eyes on a swivel. All right, it's down to the next floor as well, so go down the stairs in front of you. Over there, where Stargoyle is.
Nope.
Is it not working?
Keeps
Oh, that
telling me it collides with a wall.
Are you trying to drag yourself or move the arrows?
I'm dragging.
Or using the arrows?
There we go.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to drag yourself through it. You'd have to use the arrows to move yourself. Nazim, if you go one to the right. There you go. And then Stargoyle, when he comes down to the floor below, is everybody down here? That's everybody, right? That's Ben. There you go, G.
I'm down
Okay.
there. I'm on a
So I tried
stairway.
to, should have collided with a wall when I tried to go down the stairs.
Okay. I might have had the wall slightly too wide there. Stargo kind of floating down to the middle, though. He's kind of just hovering in space. He's right on the other side of this wall. I mean, he knows we're coming, so just be aware that they're clever and not very nice.
Great. Who has the
I don't know
best
where anyone
wisdom?
is.
Where are you at?
I'm like right here.
I don't know where right here is. Oh shit! How'd you get away over there?
I don't know.
I'm looking around. I was trying to find everybody. There you go. Now you're on the stairs.
All right, that's why I missed the wrong stairs.
Okay. All right. All right. So you guys ready?
No,
Any
but
last
like,
preparations?
remember,
Um,
I'm still coming in the back. I'm off of his shoulders now with my
Okay, you climb
salve, and
down.
I'm going to. The way these doors work, the way they open, will I be able to kind of run up to the ceiling and walk through the next room as well?
Where you're at right now, as soon as the door is like a portcullis, so as soon as the bone parts of it kind of recede into the floor, you could run around to the other side of the wall, like literally the right opposite of the wall that you're standing next to, and then run up the wall on that side. So like it'll
Um,
cost you 10 feet of movement to get there, and then you can go straight up wherever you want.
Before we open this door, I am going to ready. Fuck it, Eldritch Blast. Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and ready Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Fucker.
As you've heard, he is wounded already. He was
Yep.
pretty badly wounded in the crash. So, what are you saying, Becky?
But as soon as I see him, I'm just fucking casting it.
Okay.
I'll talk later.
I'm gonna use Norok to hide behind.
Okay. Like actual hide.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
like he has no idea that I'm there.
All right. I'll say that
Because I can
with
hide.
preparation, you can do that without needing to roll. You can
Yeah,
easily
'cause
hide yourself behind a leg.
I can hide behind a creature at least one size bigger than me.
Yeah.
And he's definitely more than
Yep.
one.
Well, technically, you're both. No, halflings are small, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because he's technically medium, but yeah, halflings are small. Okay, all right. Then if you guys are ready, I'm gonna open the door.
Let's do this.
Okay.
All right. And he flies over to it, and the door opens, and you see a pool, and anybody that moves in a little bit. Hang on, I think I have to remove some. Yeah, I have some interior walls to remove for you real quick. Then you'll be able to see better. He floats over to the door with Nazim in close enough proximity. The wall kind of lowers into the floor, and you see a staircase leading up to a very large kind of glowing green pool, very similar to the ones you saw the vats in, with one very barbed, familiar almost looking tendril that it very much looks like the kinds of tendrils that you saw on the warrior itself. Was that was everybody except for Sako? Yeah, because Pogo was definitely there. Yeah, has that same kind of armored, barbed, kind of metallic spike sticking out of it. Look, and that's it. The pool otherwise looks empty.
Pogo's gonna be barely peeking around the corner, and what do you guys see?
Seeing
There.
this, does this bring back any memories from Nazim, or does this trigger an illicit response within Nazim?
You definitely recognize immediately that this is Neuraxes and that he's hiding. He's definitely down in that pool.
Before things occurred, do I have any knowledge of this room or Neuraxes itself? In other words, is there familiarity to this?
You definitely have seen the room before. Yeah. Are you asking a specific question, or I guess what are? Give me more details. What you're looking for?
Is there some knowledge that Nazim had prior to his piloting that would assist us in this? In other words, can we do something to the pool, or what's the situation we're in?
Not anything to the pool that you're aware of. I'll tell you that you can sense how weak he is because there is a still connected psychic link between you and Neuraxes still, and that he's still trying to exert control over you. He's not succeeding, but it is still there, and you're able to get a certain sense of his well-being. And he is currently very injured and lacks a lot of his other capabilities, and he is a little bit afraid.
Okay, I'm gonna use spike growth.
Okay. I mean, if you guys are actually going in now, Pogo, you have your Toll the Dead prepared?
I have Toll the Dead prepared for when I see what looks like a giant brain with arms.
Okay.
And
you gathered after seeing the tendril from around that's the arms he was referring to.
I'm not. However, I'm not going to run in this room until everyone else does because
Okay.
I am.
Does Nazim get the sense that he can exude some form of alpha trait in this situation? In other words,
Can you exert any kind of control over Neuraxes?
Control, I don't mean it from a magical sense, but from a social sense. Like, okay, now it's time.
Probably not. You don't feel like you'd be. Yeah, not really. It doesn't seem to be afraid of any of you individually. Just that it's already in a wounded state and that it is a little bit cornered at the moment. Is the feeling you get.
Self-preservation as opposed to a focused terror.
You already can sense for sure that if it's significantly enough wounded, it will flee. You don't know necessarily how it would do that at the moment, you personally, Nazim, but it does seem like it will try to flee, and that would still be disastrous because you're in the air. So, what are you guys doing? If you guys are running in, it's time to roll initiative.
Yeah,
I'm attached to Norok, so
I'm running in immediately around the room, and I'm like running on the wall, so I will be like right. Oh, I can't. Hold on.
Yeah, you can move yourself in and then go up,
So
and then
I
around.
would,
Up to the side. It would be over to the left a little bit, so 2 more to the left, and then you could be up the wall from there.
Yeah, so that
would only take you 10 feet to get in there. So
turn around, and I would just start running up this wall.
All right.
And seeing this thing coming out of that pool. Seeing this thing. I like that it shatters the thing too. That's cool. Can I do my? Do I have to wait for initiative to do my?
So between the two of you, you and Arteme had things prepared. So go ahead and everybody give me initiative. The two of you will get your abilities off, and then everybody.
I'm just. Then I'm running up this wall with the rest of my motion, so I'm getting about 15 feet up.
All right.
Let's see if I hit. Oh, they actually have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Hang on, that's a little loud. Here we go. All right. It'll be this tendril here.
That's 18, the save.
19, just barely succeeded.
Okay. So
half damage? Oh, nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah,
it's a cantrip.
Yeah,
I don't have a lot going on right now.
Yeah, all right. All right. Let's see. Do we have everybody? Arteme, Norok, Nazim, Sarah. I need Pogo, so an initiative.
Yep. Sorry, I was doing my other thing with the other
as you all kind of spinning around the corner, rushing into the room here, there was only one tendril, visible out of it. But as soon as everybody comes rushing into the room, you do see the kind of top part of the dome of this gelatinous kind of blob of a brain begin to lift up out of it. Another tendril becomes visible as well out of the. Hey, there's a natural 20. Hey, Fox got a natural 20. Nice.
Did my roll actually go? Because it's like really laggy.
Yeah, it did.
It's
got a
just
natural 20.
map.
Yeah, this is a huge map. It's the entire ship's all on the same map. Turn that down a little bit more.
Whose dice are fucking starry?
I think that was Fox's. Yeah, I think it was
Fox's
Fox's.
dice are fucking cool as shit.
All right. Ben, are you rushing in as well? So it's Arteme or Sarah's with you, so.
Y'all can get the fuck away from me if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll go into it.
Okay. All right. You, of course, would expect this based on what they described, but as you guys move through the door, it does the spears come back up behind you, closing you in. You do as soon as everybody's in. There is a sense of a suppressive psychic energy in here. It will be difficult to maintain concentration while it is within close proximity until it's injured at least. So keep that in mind. Arteme, you released your spike growth. Is that let's see, spike growth?
I upcasted it just level 3 because I didn't have a level 2 spell.
Because you're out of level 2s. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the measure template's already there, and I'm going to say that it is kind of slowly moving, not much, but it is moving a little bit within this vat. It's not I guess more what's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of dancing in place a little bit, I guess. So there is enough movement that it will proc this, but it can't really leave easily this area, though it can't levitate. So it will be proccing it, but as long as you can keep it concentrated, in the area, then he'll still be taking the damage from it. Go ahead and roll the attack. Hang on. Any creature can't see the wisdom save. Okay, so I guess he'll make a save still. I guess he's kind of in it though. His AC is 10. Yeah, 10. So he's not hard to hit. Go ahead and roll the damage for the upcasted version, and then we'll get into regular initiative here.
Roll the attack, but there's no damage that came up yet.
It's 2d4. Well, on the spell description, it's 2d4 plus 2 or something like that. But you upcasted it, so it would be... there's no upcast to it, so it's still 2d4. So 2d4 total. But it'll be taking that
D4 is which one exactly?
Far left. The little triangle-shaped one. That one and this one. All right, 6 damage to it to start with. Like I said, it is already, pretty badly injured. You don't necessarily need to kill it, but remember that it will try to flee, and if it flees, that could be bad for you all too. So just keep that in mind. But right from the get-go, though, as soon as everybody has entered the room here and it closes the door behind you, you see it lift up out of the pool. Another tendril comes up out of the pool as well, and it begins to emit this telekinetic wail, this really telepathic rather wail that is very painful and would probably induce a headache very, very rapidly. Nazim, you immediately understand this wail as a call for help. It's clearly calling out to any qualids, which are the mind flayers, to hear and respond.
Checked. Are there holes in this room for those other things to get in here, or do we just lock our buddies out who are going to come help us?
You looking around do not see any.
God damn it!
So this room here. Well, I mean,
that's okay. Pogo was confused. He would have still done the same thing. So that's fair.
Yeah. So this room is actually connected directly to the room that you were in when you guys were planning and talking with Nazim B. You look up and there's a hole in the ceiling that leads straight up to the control room you were in. So this is actually all kind of one big room. Really, you were just in the floor below now.
Could have threw rocks down into this pool.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like Stargirl had said, I mean, you can just go down there, but it might be difficult for you guys to, get down that way. But he sends out, Neuraxi sends out a psychic wail, clearly calling for help. Nazim would recognize that that's a call for help, meaning you can probably expect any help of any mind flayers that are within range would respond. But he's also going to roll for psychic influence. We'll have Sako do it. Sako, roll a d6. A 4 is left. All right. The Nazim, you know this creature to be already clearly very wounded. A space off of its, technically it would be its right lobe, although for you guys it's on the left side of the room, is immediately bathed in this kind of glowing pulse, and all of you would recognize it would be very dangerous for you to be within that pulse. So keep that in mind, and that will change throughout the fight. Which area it is. If you're inside that, it will be bad for you.
Does that pulse hit the ceiling as well? Like, is the whole corner of the room?
It covers the entire area.
Darn it.
Well, Sako and Fox would probably recognize kind of, area mechanics like that. If you were to be in it sucks, but if you can be near a line between them and you can easily step from one side to the other, might be a good idea. If you could get to that, just so that if one lights up, you can move quickly to the other side or not, but that's up to you. But from there, it is going to... It can't mind blast any of you from there.
Wait, that attack is on the floor, or is it also in the air?
It's covering that entire quadrant of trigrant, whatever a third of the room would be. Okay. It's covering that entire space, all of that.
But I'm on the broom, so it's covering the top part of it too. Is what I'm asking.
It would cover the entire, all of it, all of the space. Yeah, the entire.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put myself to where I could just move easily between both spots.
Yeah, when your turn comes up, you can move yourself wherever you want. Right now, it's not in the area that you're in anyway, so it won't affect you at all. What I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys that when that d6 is rolled, which will happen a couple times per round, it will either be 1 or 2 areas. Like, it could be 2 sections of the room as well. It can't be all 3, meaning there will always be a safe area, but if you're in it, it would be potentially dangerous. Meaning you'll have disadvantage against resistances against most of its psychic attacks, and then one of its big attacks it can only attack in that range, which doesn't particularly matter right now, and I wouldn't have warned you guys except that you're already in kind of bad shape, so I don't want you guys getting wiped out. But it is going to attempt to... seeing Norok there, it is going to do Dominate Monster. Consume available usage...
Spell?
Kind of. I mean, it is technically a spell. It is. I mean, it's kind of an ability, but it is a spell listed off of it. You do sense that some psychic assault is coming at Norok, and you're kind of hiding behind him. So
Counter spell.
okay.
My last 3rd level spell.
All right. Let's see what level that's supposed to be. 8th level. It is an 8th level. He only gets one of them, but he was attempting to do so.
Alright, so
you're using 3rd level?
Yeah.
Alright, so 3rd
I'm
level
gonna have to
slot.
roll anyways.
Yeah, you'll still have to roll for it, and the DC is 10 plus the spell's level, so it's an 18 on your spellcasting, so it's charisma. Charisma check.
Alright. Here we go. Nope.
Hey, all right. Yeah, that's good, because if
Wow.
Norok had been mind controlled, that would have been very tough for you guys. I actually kind of didn't want that to work because I didn't want Ben to not get the hack at it, but that is what it would attempt to do first thing in the room. That is it for its turn. Ben, it is your turn. That is your reaction to Becky, so keep that in mind.
Yep.
What you doing, G?
Okay.
You do know that Sarah's trying to hide right behind you.
Which I'm assuming since I did that, I'm no longer hidden.
You do have to kind of reveal. I think there's a somatic component, right, on counterspell. It is. I don't see it on the spell there. So.
You're still.
Yeah, S. It's somatic.
Yeah, you can also still use him as cover though. So like that's
Yeah.
one of the cool things. Like you as halflings, we can use other people as cover.
Yeah.
If they're at least one thing bigger than us.
What you doing, G?
Alright. Sorry, I'm just lagging a little bit.
I wonder what. Let me turn off the
Okay,
effect on
good.
this page here, see if that'll make any difference. Like the map is decent size, but nothing really changed since the last time we were on this map, so I just turned those off. They're not very big effects or anything either, so.
And the area of the room that's affected, is it lit up? It's the top left, is it?
Yeah, it's the top
area
left,
that's
yep.
kind of going
Yep.
light green?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest of the room, correct. Yeah, the rest of the room doesn't seem like it's affected by that.
Now, the tentacles are
Are part of it.
separate turns, and like I can hit them.
Yes, you
Like
definitely
specifically?
can. I'll go ahead and tell you too that the
Okay.
tentacles the tentacle shell that share the HP pool. If you do a certain amount to a tentacle, the tentacle will be severed and broken. But any damage done to the tentacle does also injure the brain as well.
Okay. So is that within range of the tentacle because the animation
Yep.
is moving, or would I
Yep.
need to go up one more?
No, you can hit it from there. yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, do I move with him?
I mean, were
Or
you
am
trying
I
to like stay
staying?
stuck to his leg, or are you just running behind him?
Right?
Yeah, I mean, are you actually like holding onto his leg like Pogo used to do, or are you just trying to hide behind him?
I mean, I probably would have been, so it couldn't have seen me walk in. But since I revealed myself, I probably would have just let him walk closer because I don't want to be that close.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just wondering. I mean, I can still be attached to him if I need to be, and drop off.
I mean, technically, if he'd be carrying another creature, which normally would have him be at half speed. But since you guys are, halflings, I never bothered saying that would impact a Yogg speed. So, what you doing, G? Okay.
I'm gonna use Great Weapon Master and try to hit him.
All right.
Because the tentacles have the same AC as the brain, right? Like 10
no.
or whatever it was.
The brain is really
They're-
easy to hit.
they're
The tentacles are a little harder. Tentacles are an AC of 16.
Okay, then I will reckless attack too.
Okay. So -5 on the attack roll. Oh, by the way, the macro on your bar seems to work fine. I don't know where you were trying to roll it from, but yeah, with -5, that will definitely not hit. Roll a 5 and a 1. So first attack misses G.
Okay. All right.
And the Great Weapon Master on the bar, you said? 'Cause I always-
And the Great Weapon Master on the bar, you said? Because I always just do it from the character sheet. So
Yeah, the one that's on your bar is the toggle macro. That's how you would turn it off or on. Your rage too. In fact, you're not raged yet either. So,
oh yeah. Will do.
are you talking
well,
twice,
fine.
or am I hearing it from Becky
No,
and then hearing?
it's the delay
Okay,
because he's
yeah,
lagging.
I'm
Yeah.
lagging.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so you hear it
'Cause-
from
'cause-
behind when he says it.
Yeah,
and then it
exactly.
comes
But
over.
it was the same, like the exact same verbiage and same tonality and everything, so it just sounded funny. All right, that'll hit you.
Okay.
And Nazim, you're coming up in just a second here.
And then for my bonus action, I will rage.
All right, 13 damage.
Cool.
All right, you rushing forward, pulling the Sword of Stolen Hours off of your back, swing it up into the air and kind of reaching towards one of the tentacles as it prepares to lash down toward you. You hack into it, at least 2, maybe 3 of the suckers on the side of it, the ones that had kind of held you under the water when you were fighting the warrior, the same kind of look to them. Just kind of shear off of it and splatter onto the ground. Your second attack, your first attack actually missed. Then the second attack cleaves through those. You do see a bed of this kind of goo that it's sitting inside of, this bowl that it's inside of. Has little spikes grown up out of it from Artemis' spike growth, and as it's trying to move itself towards you, it keeps kind of slightly impaling itself onto these spikes. That was action for two attempts to attack, and then bonus action. Anything else?
Yep, no, that is it.
All right, that'll bring us to, technically it is that one, which I don't think can reach anybody. Nobody's within 30 feet of it, no. All right, so it is Nazim's turn.
All right, I will move 30 feet this way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get over here. And then I will test the waters by firing Eldritch Blasts. I have 3 charges, and I'm going to send 1 charge to each part of the creature. Left tentacle, brain, and right tentacle.
All right.
And this is in an attempt to read its body language. In other words, if you get hit in the stomach, do you flinch it off? Where are you moving your hands, pretty much?
Okay. All right.
All right. And what is the lock on? Is it control?
It's just T. Just highlight it so that it has the box around it, and then hit T.
Okay. Did I do it for all 3 or?
Do 1 and then hit T to target it, and then untarget it, target the next one if you're doing it that way. However you want to do it, yeah.
Okay, I see it. Let me
And
go
that way,
knock this out.
that way I know which one you're targeting as well, because the tentacles all have the same name.
Okay, I'll target the brain first, and then we'll just
And then do the other two.
separate.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll do 1 Eldritch Blast here, coming up.
Okay.
Attack.
All right, that is 19. That will hit. Go and roll the damage.
Damage.
How tall are the
14.
ceilings in this room?
20 feet up.
Next Eldritch Blast is going to the left tentacle.
Oh, shit. It actually... Oh, it failed the spell, and era was counterspelled anyway, so it's not actually concentrating. All right, go ahead and roll it. Uh, 19, that will hit.
Oh, Elder Brain lost concentration on Dominate Monster. Nice.
It had
Okay.
tried to do Dominate Monster, but Sarah rather had counterspelled it, so it didn't actually go up. Left one now, another 11 damage. It is, the tentacle is almost just barely getting to bloodied. The tentacles don't have a lot of health, but they are harder to hit, and they also have their own attacks, so.
Okay, and I'll hit the right tentacle now.
Okay. .28, that'll definitely hit. All right, 7. All right, so in answer to, go ahead and make an intelligence check. Pogo, you're up in just a second here.
Intelligence check coming up.
Yep. Yeah, you definitely pick up the tentacles themselves are, although they do have a separate HP pool, that damage is also applied to the brain itself when you hurt those. Specifically, what it translates to is that the tentacles have they are a threat in their own, and if you can damage them first, then it reduces the number of attacks that the brain will get. But it's also damaging the brain, and again, if the brain is too injured, it will try to flee. So you've gathered that much with it, that although the tentacles are harder to hit, they are a threat. It would be easier to just Nova the brain itself, but that might also leave you guys open for more attacks that you guys would take. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. So I'll bark that out to everyone and just yell it out, letting everyone know the same thing, so we can possibly start attacking the tentacles, but in the back of our minds, maybe figure ways to not let this thing escape. It's too big.
Yeah,
for
the
me to put
tentacles don't have a
gauge.
ton of health, so I mean, you can gather really that that you'll be able to break the tentacles pretty quick and still damage the brain, but they're harder to hit as well. So, and they're also, getting to them might be difficult as well. So,
Yeah.
all
right. Does anybody have any spells or anything that could lock this thing in? Because this is way too big for my cage. This is much bigger than 20 feet.
No.
Nope. And I'm just gonna cast Ray of Sickness on the brain part.
Okay. Nazim, did you have a bonus action or anything else you wanted to do? I'd already hit next turn. But I forgot that. Okay.
He has to do a con save of 18.
All right.
And I also do a
21. He succeeds.
All right. Also, this is just a hit as a normal attack, so he doesn't get poisoned.
All right.
Motherfucker.
2d8 poison damage must make con save. On a failed save, it is also poisoned. Okay, so it still takes the damage, it just doesn't get the poison then. Okay.
Well, I roll a 12 to hit the brain.
Oh, the attack. Okay, it's the attack roll, so it wouldn't have made, the save wouldn't have mattered anyways. All right, but the brain only has an AC of 10, so it still hits.
So I was hoping I could keep him poisoned until my round, so he had disadvantage on everything, but didn't work.
But it still takes the damage at least. So.
And then I'm going to, with that, let's see, I'm already 15 feet up, so I'm going to use 5 feet to get up to the ceiling. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to go on the ceiling right above Norok.
Okay.
And that way,
just for simplicity's sake, move yourself one to the left. We'll know that you're directly above. Yeah, just so that you're not, because if the tokens are stacked, I can't target you guys individually.
I'm actually gonna switch that. I'm gonna go right behind Norok right here.
Okay, that's fine. If you do fall, we'll say that you are directly above him, though. That's fine.
And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to look straight down at Norok, and I'm gonna try to be like, "Psst, Norok," and I'm gonna catch eyes with him, and I'll be like, "You're the strongest man I've ever seen, buddy." And then I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on him, so he gets as a bonus action, he gets a
D10.
an extra D10 added to one of your rolls.
All right.
Thanks, man.
And that
so
was
with
my
your
turn.
with your little cheery song, you still have the brain targeted, so you just gave the brain inspiration.
God damn it!
But at the end of your turn, Norok, kind of looking up at Pogo hanging upside down in the ceiling with his little hobbit feet, little hairy hobbit feet stuck to the ceiling. He starts giving you this little cheer pep talk, just as the tendril that's in front of you that you just carved a chunk of the suckers off of is going to swing at you. One of the legendary actions there. Probably not with that. 12? That won't hit, right? Not off to a good start for the brain here. Artemis' turn.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use Produce Flame and just aim it at the tentacle closest to Norok, I guess?
Okay. Go ahead and roll the attack.
Separate roll?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Clicked on the dice for it to try and roll, but like I said, it's lagging. I tried reloading it, and it took like 5 minutes to reload the whole page. And then when I finally reloaded it like 3 times.
Yeah, the map isn't that big. I'm not sure what it is, but well, I don't know. I've resized it like down to kind of normal sizes, even though it is a larger map. It's still the same file size as the maps I typically use, but it is up though. So the attack button,
Okay.
if you want to click that now, once it does, actually roll it for you. I'll try to switch to WebP format instead, because these are in JPEG format, and either JPEG or I think JPEGs might be PNG, but probably JPEG.
There we go, it finally popped up because I was still seeing the rolls from Norok's. Go.
Oh. Let's see if I can reduce the file size down even more.
I actually hit damage first, so it's going to roll the damage and then the attack. Whenever it decides to roll.
Yeah. Eventually. There we go. 24, that'll hit. So I actually did see the attack. I didn't see... it wasn't a natural 20, though. It was a 15, yeah. 24 is a regular hit.
Okay, so they're normal. I hit
All right,
normal.
so 4.
Not
Yep. That's That's normal. All right, 4 damage to it. It is a little bit below bloody, but that tendril, as Norok had tried to, it had lashed down. Norok tried to carve into it and missed with his first. He kind of steps back just as it tries to impact again. You hit it with the produce flame, and it is kind of reared itself back away, like it's trying to keep some distance between all of you and it. Then, if your turn, actions or bonus actions or movement. You are kind of in the middle, so depending on that d6 roll, which is coming up here in just a second, if you're, in it, it will be able to hit anybody that's in that cone, that section, with Mind Blast, which is a pretty hard-hitting ability. So you guys see, just so that you guys understand what I'm describing here, do you see the big, kind of ribs across the floor? There's one of them.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I just saw you move over there. I'm going to draw a line real quick. So that one, and that one, and then there's one in the back. You guys probably won't really see the one in the back, but do you see those red lines that I just drew?
That's fine, yeah.
I don't see. Okay, now I see them.
Okay, so those are the 3 sections. You guys are basically all... Artemis just moved into the one on the right now, but you guys are all in the front lobe right now, so if he rolls a... Let's see, it'd be a 1 or a 5. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, or 5. So basically, you guys being in the front would be a bad idea, ideally. But anyways, a lot of chances that it'll hit in the front as well. But basically, if you're in the area that is rolled, then he will be able to hit you with Mind Blast, potentially, which hits really, really hard. So, Artemis moving over to the other side was probably smart. Pogo, you guys would have had that knowledge already, and Pogo and Norok did get to move already. Do you guys want to... Would you have made any slightly different choices knowing that? Okay.
I'm still within range to kind of get out of that area. In fact, I'm going to try to get, if you're curious, Pogo's going to try to get right in the middle above the brain.
Okay.
So you can kind of easily jump around.
So if you do fall, you want to fall straight onto the brain?
Yeah, but I mean, brains...
It's not a bad idea.
I'm not saying the brain is soft, so he doesn't know.
Yeah, it does appear to be, yeah.
And then if I can maybe try to use my action to just dodge away from the tentacles will keep hitting himself. That's got to be humiliating.
All right. Okay, Artemis, so you're using the brew, moved over to the other side there. What's that?
Just a stupid question here. The door closed behind us. Did the brain close the door behind us, or did Nazim 2 close the door behind us to lock us in and fight this guy?
Give me just in Nazim, and I'll give you an answer depending on your role here. Since you're asking this, but it isn't something you asked out loud. Well, you wouldn't really have an answer out loud, but whether or not Nazim would sense that through the psychic link, we'll see if you get an answer there. Anything else, Artemis?
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Do you want me to roll for something?
Yeah, sorry. Make an intelligence check with advantage, Sako. You can roll it in the open. I'm just going to give you the what you learn in a whisper. What you doing, Fox?
I'm going to use Grasping Vine on the tentacle closest to Norok.
Okay. That's a bonus action, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it within range now that you've moved over there? Is it 60 feet? Whoops, wrong one. What's the range on Grasping Vine?
I'm trying to see.
Yeah, you could just barely... If it's 60 feet, you could just barely get it. If it's 30 feet, you won't be able to.
So I could conjure a vine from the ground in an unoccupied space of my choice that I could see within range.
What's the range?
Yeah, when you cast the spell, within 30 feet that I could see.
Okay. So what is the range of the tentacle then? Because if you go 30, if you drop it at 30 and it has a 30-foot reach, then you could still potentially do what you're trying for.
That is true. Yeah, it has it's within 30 feet.
Okay. So another vine off of the ground, this time reaching out towards to try to grapple the other. Go ahead and make the is it an attack roll? What does it roll?
Oh, it's just...
Is it a save? Deck save it needs to make? Click the spell so that it's in the chat.
It should be coming to the chat soon because I clicked it a second ago.
There it is. Okay, Grasping Vine is a concentration spell, though, so do you want to drop Spike Growth to put up Grasping Vine instead?
Why would I drop it? I have the Wood Sage's curse.
Oh, duh. Never mind. All right, you've got them both. Let's see, rotation. I'll lock that. There we go. All right, and it is a DC 17 dex save from the tentacle. Sarah, you'll be up here in a minute. All right, 18. It does succeed, but the tentacle remains there. Your grasping vine rather remains there. 20 feet towards the vine, and all right, but you can still attempt to do so using a bonus action on your next turn, right?
I think so.
Unoccupied space. When you use a spell, you can direct the vine. Okay. When you cast it, you can direct it. And until the spell ends, you can direct the vine lash out as a bonus action on each of your turns. Yeah, so you can keep doing that. And it's actually between the others anyways, so you could potentially, depending on where they're at, you could potentially reach the others as well with that same one.
Okay.
Okay. It didn't succeed on this one, but on your bonus actions on future turns, you can. All right, that brings us to, as you guys are kind of trying to deal with this one, you still see there's one in the back that hasn't acted yet, but you see another lift up out of the ooze in the back as well on the other side. Third, you do know that it has at least 3 now, as this other one has appeared, but it actually, yeah, it can just barely reach Norok, so it is going to try to lash it at Norok. Ben for a 21. That'll hit, right? G? Yeah. 25, but you are raging, so 13 rather. And if it is huge or small, it is grappled, escape DC 15, and take psychic damage. As you all are watching, the tendril in the back lashes out towards Norok, wraps around his midsection and yanks him forward, pulling Norok back to here, putting him in the potential area, the bad area. And Norok, you do feel it trying to mentally invade as you're being held by it. You are currently grappled.
Remember, you do have Bardic Inspiration at some point if you need to use it.
Yeah, so when your turn comes up, you'll be able to try to break the grapple, which you could use the Bardic Inspiration on if you chose that one there. But you're not actually restrained; you're actually grappled. That's just the first icon that I found there. That is it for its turn. Stargoyle flying in from the door. What's his flight speed? Can you make it over there? I don't think he can make it all the way, but he might be able to get close enough. Let's see. Be close. I think you just barely be able to get out to right about here. But as he flies towards Norok, you see him begin to emit this kind of a pulsing light around himself that you recognize to probably be at least what you represent or what we're using to represent the area that he said that if you stay near him, he can try to dull the psychic effects of the brain. And he flew, seeing Norok as restrained, he flew towards Norok. To try to, envelop him as best he could in that. That brings us to Sarah. Oh, sorry. Sako, roll a d6.
D6 coming up.
Four is left, so it stays where it is. So same area there.
530. All right. So I'm gonna stay there.
Okay. You moved into the affected area. Are you staying?
Nope,
you mean
just
one
on the other
more?
side.
Just on the other side. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I
What
don't
are you
want to be in there.
Sure. I'll move you one over. There you go.
All right. How bad does this tentacle look?
That one that you're close to is just below bloodied, just below half health.
But I mean, it doesn't. Do I want to use that? Fuck. All right. Screw it. I'm gonna do it. Okay. So I don't have any of those. I'm gonna have to cast it here. Here we go. Constitution save. For the
All
time.
right. Natural 2. It did not succeed.
Alright. So it gets full damage.
Oh, well, that's more than its max hit points even. So you were trying, just to be clear, you were trying to hit the one that you're close to, not the one that is holding Norok, right?
Oh, how far am I from the one? From the 5, 10, 15? I don't think I'm close enough to hit it. It's...
I mean,
30 feet?
you could have for sure. It's 35 technically, but I mean, you were. I mean, that's the one you said, right? The one you intended. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the one that you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I just wanted to make sure that that is the one you intended, right? So the one you were nearest to, which to be fair is the one that's most of a threat to you as well, is as you stand there blowing this wind of diseased leaves over it, the brain screeches and retracts and pulls itself away inside of the pool, and the tentacle is kind of yanked back and sinks down into the water. It doesn't look like it can move it anymore. You gather that tentacle's probably gone. And with that,
is the brain like we can't see the brain anymore though?
No, it's still in there. It kind of shrunk away inside of the pool, which actually would trigger that. He already had it once his turn. Never mind. So he didn't take no more spike growth, and that he already took it once his turn. But yeah, it's still visible. He just shrunk over towards the other side of the pool. Not as much of a physical movement as it is just shrinking within the same space.
I'm just gonna stand there and hold the rod in front of me.
Okay. That wound, by the way, just so you guys know, the tentacles had 50, and that 50 total hit points, and that did 50 points of damage to the brain as well. So it does suffer from the tentacle dying. All right. That if your turn then, no bonus actions.
Nope, I'm just holding out the rod, just waiting to be hit by something.
Okay. At the end of your turn, then, the tentacle that is holding on to Norok is going to inject him with the... Where's the venom thingy from them? Let me find it real quick here. It might actually try this instead, I think. Ben, you can click the button in the chat there. Make a DC 18 Charisma save. With a 12, did not succeed. It's not severing the link at the moment either. You do feel the kind of the mental invasion I was referring to that it was attempting to do. It does seem to have entered your brain, and you take... yeah, that's successful save. Do successful DC, successful save. Target takes 10, 3d6 psychic damage. Nope, not the save again. But it's not the initial impact, that 13. Why did I roll with somebody else's pink dice? Did the brain have pink dice? Did you guys see that? Those weren't my dice. Those were like pink and purple and shit. I don't know why that, used somebody else's dice. I didn't have anybody else targeted. Anyways, you take 13 damage, psychic damage, so it's not halved. But you don't feel like that was the problem. The problem is that now it has this kind of bridge into your brain, and that could be far worse. There could be something else coming from that. You might, expect further attempts. But at the end of that, it does. You see it as it's kind of shrunk away. Another tentacle lifts up from under the water. There is only 4 total, by the way. But you've now seen you've kind of injured one to the point that it's no longer usable, and the other 3 are all out now. Which brings us to the start of the round. It will be after this turn, so another D6 on the next turn. So this one. Let's see, Nazim and Arteme, both of you are instantly kind of bathed in this purple swirling light. You look off to the right and you see what looks like a portal appearing right beside you. And you see the beginnings of a shape beginning to step out of it. It is a very large, immediately, actually, Nazim, you recognize the silhouette as being a new Latharid, one of the commanders of the Illithid, the generals of the Mind Flayers, beginning to step through it. He's not here all the way yet, but he's beginning to solidify coming out through the portal.
I'm going to take it that's very bad.
And he got a natural 20 on his initiative.
Well, it doesn't really matter now.
Well,
wait.
He does, because that literally makes him right next.
Yeah.
Because it puts him right before the brain. So
I was sick of some of these characters anyways.
It's beginning to kind of step its way out of the portal. The portal dissipates behind it as he steps forward, and is immediately going to... He doesn't see... Well, I mean, he would probably be aware of, but isn't immediately turning towards Arteme. He does see Nazim and Pogo and maybe Sarah. I'm not sure if he can reach all of them. He is going to attempt...
I'm on the ceiling too.
That's true. You would. I mean, he would still probably see you, but difficult to potentially target all of you at the same time. He's probably be most vitriolic towards Nazim, seeing the pilot trying to, resist and oh, the pilot, yeah, Nazim would recognize this guy, of course, as being one of the crew that was on the ship here. Which, by the way, you guys may not remember this, but remember the fight with the warrior?
Yeah.
So you guys killed 6. There were 6 Litha that were sent that way, and Nazim knew there were a crew of 7 total. This is the only one left. You guys killed all the crew that was off of this ship that went there to try to get the warrior to get help for the ship, and you killed them all. So this is the only one left of the crew here.
They were trying to kill us, so it was us versus
Oh
them.
yeah, I'm not saying you shouldn't have. I'm just saying that this is the last guy. Otherwise, there would have been a lot more if you guys had not killed them. I don't know if you guys remember, but this ship has been here for a while. Like, you guys came here the first time like a year ago, and it's just in game it's taken a long time to get back to it. It is going to eye bite at Nazim with sleep, I think. Consume available usage. Nazim, it is a DC 17 Wisdom save. Uh, 16. Shit. All right. So Nazim, is you kind of fearing this direction, seeing this kind of glow of this purple translucent portal. As the Lutharid is stepping out from it, he holds this kind of squid-like hand out in your direction, and you immediately fall unconscious. Not death saves, just fall unconscious on the ground. And that is it for its turn, bringing us to the brain. The brain is going to, now that it has a psychic link with Norok, is going to Mind Blast that section.
Mind Blast!
That would be... Oh, shit, actually. Ben, you're going to have advantage on this because the Stargrove did get close enough, but you are the only one within that it can try to hit with this. So it'll cover that range there, but you're going to have advantage against it thanks to Stargoyle. Yeah, it's not a dex save, so you being restrained isn't going to matter. Go ahead and make sure you do it with advantage. Click that saving throw, DC 18, Intelligence G.
You can also add a D10 to it if you need to.
That's true. Ben, with as much health... Oh, well, that'll still fail. And thankfully, it isn't that hard because he's wounded. It's supposed to be double this amount of damage, but because he's injured, I reduced the damage. But 40, 10 plus 5. Why am my dice purple now? I don't want purple dice, damn it. 24 damage, G.
Alright.
Ben that'll put him below half health now. And that is it for his turn. It is your turn, G.
Okay. Fix my HP.
I'm gonna go and remove those red lines now that you guys know what the delineation I was trying to describe are.
Yeah, we know what those are. We get it.
Strength check or save to see if I can get out of the grapple?
Strength check, yeah.
Or is that...
Against his,
Okay.
so, yeah. Which the tentacles... I don't think they're super strong. They're dexterous, but they're not that strong. It's only a 14 you gotta beat, so not super high. But you do feel like, even just so you know this, even if you succeed at that isn't going to break the psychic link. It'll still, you just won't be grappled anymore.
All right.
All right, you do succeed, grabbing the tentacle, just kind of like Conan cartoon era, grabbing the tentacle around your waist and just yanking it free, kind of tearing in through the flesh of the tentacle itself until it's injured enough that it drops you. Not doing damage to it, but enough that it just drops you to the ground. You don't hurt yourself falling or anything. But you're now on the ground beneath it. You can reach up to it to try to attack that tentacle. You can move, whatever you want to do. But that didn't take your action to do it, so.
Okay. That took my action to get out.
Yeah, to break the grapple takes an action, yes. In fact, actually, that might have been... Is it the end? I'm not rolling this again. I'm checking to see if it's at the start of each of its turns. Yes, you still have movement and bonus action.
Okay.
There is space for you to go behind it if you're trying to get up, over the spine in the back if you needed to. It is awkward, it's awkward terrain, but you can do it. You're tall enough to climb over it easily.
17. I think that's 40. So.
Okay. You're standing up on the edge of the bowl area then?
Yeah, I tried to move up and it said, okay, all right. Because I actually tried to move up 1, and it didn't let me go up before the wall, so I actually still had 5 more. So that's 40.
Okay. Yeah, the wall is far enough away. You should, like, I'll move you if we need to, but yeah, you should have enough room to be able to move there if you need to. All right,
Okay.
Bonus actions. You are 54 HP. You're in pretty rough shape as far as Norok is concerned.
I don't have anything left. I used my last Stridos already.
Okay.
Just a minute before we came in.
All right, that brings us to, which one is that? That is the one on the other side. It can just barely reach towards Arteme. It's going to try to snap at Arteme. Fox, that is a 17. 17 will hit, right?
It's a 17 for what, spell or armor?
Attack roll.
Okay, yeah, that would just tell him.
Okay. All right, then it is 29 damage to Arteme. And you are similarly grappled, as you had seen Norok be yanked away. The other one yanks you back, and you are grappled. Yeah, you'd have to make a concentration save, huh? On your... Arteme is taking 38. Did you... It was only 29. Did you type 38, Fox?
Oh, I tried putting minus 29, but it didn't work.
Okay. Oh, okay. You set yourself at 29 instead of minus 29. Do you remember what you were at? Well, I guess I could just do the...
No, I don't really remember what I was at.
It's fine. I can do it. It is... You were at 67. So let me set you back there. And now I can do minus 29. You still have to make the concentration save, but it isn't. You aren't as as bad as that would have been. There you go. So you're at 38 total now. Uh-oh.
Wait, how far away are you from me?
She's pretty far.
She's within 30 feet.
Nah, that's definitely not 30 feet. Yeah, she's 45
she's
feet.
Way out there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because she got yanked. The damage actually occurred before the pull. She was closer before that. Let's see. No, she was still, like 45, 50 feet, even before she was pulled, so never mind. All right, so the Grasping Vine drops, Fox.
Okay.
If I can click it. Did I make an actor? I must have made an actor. Yeah, I did. There we go. All right, then that is it for its turn. Nazim, it is your turn.
All right, I'm awake now, or?
Oh, sorry. I don't think you get to do with eye bite. I don't think you get to even make a save. Somebody has to wake you up. Falls unconscious, wakes up if it takes any damage, or if another creature uses its action to shake the sleeper awake.
Wait, hang on. So the Grasping Vine fails, but does the other one stay up?
It's only supposed to be... Yeah, they fall in order, so your spike growth is still up, which actually it would have taken already, so go ahead and roll 2d4 for the spike growth. Yeah, Nazim, you are still sleeping through it. Go ahead and roll a d6. All right, 5 damage to the brain.
Whenever it decides to roll.
I saw it. It rolled, Fox. All right, 1 is left and front. So the affected psychic influence area is now both the left and the front, which means that basically everybody except for Arteme can be hit by Mind Blast on the next turn. Which would probably wake Nazim up if it comes to that.
There's a bonus.
Yeah. That brings us to Pogo.
Right,
I'll go ahead and tell you too, the brain is he's almost to the point of being bloodied, and he'll retreat before he gets to 0. So because of the tentacle damage and then the damage you guys have already done to the brain. So you're not, although it looks dire, if you can keep doing enough damage to the brain, it'll still get out of here.
Still got that hole in the ceiling? Is anyone up there still?
Well, the ceiling goes up to the control
ceiling.
room. Yeah. But I guess, what do you mean, Sako?
I was going to say, if someone's up in the control room still, we could tell them to shut that door if possible, because if this thing's going to escape, we don't know if it's going to escape through the ceiling. We don't know where it's going to escape to, or if it's just going to...
Nazim would have different information. Nazim would expect that its means of escape is not physical in nature.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, you're asleep, so you can't really tell that to anybody, but you would have an idea that it is likely an arcane means of retreat.
It's not going to find the nearest brain-sized door.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what was that, Soko or Justin?
Nothing. So he's asleep, so he's prone, right?
Yeah, laying on the ground.
So I'd have disadvantage trying to hit him with a crossbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't want to do vicious mockery, which would
throw a handful of pebbles at me.
I'm on the ceiling, I'm 20 feet up.
You did drink a lot of beer and a lot of wine.
Here's the thing. Decent chance.
Oh man.
Because I'm like 50-something feet away and upside down. I'm probably gonna fucking miss you trying to throw shit at you, anyways. Pogo realizing he's probably not gonna be able to wake him up.
He has a stationary target though too, so you have advantage from that, which makes it a flat roll.
Flat
because
roll
he's unconscious
from shooting.
Yeah, because disadvantage for him being prone, but prone doesn't, that still assumes a moving target, meaning that they would try to evade it, and he's unconscious, which gives you advantage.
Okay, so just a flat roll.
Yep.
You know your own PSI, so
Nazim, I would know how hard you are to hit. How hard are you to shoot with the crossbow bolt? Pretty hard. Pogo would know. I don't know what your AC is though. What's your AC?
Not too hard.
It's not hard.
Not too hard.
Yeah.
All right.
AC's 13.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna try to shoot you with a crossbow bolt. Seeing that you are asleep.
I'll break that arrow tip off.
That'll do. All right, Nazim, you fall unconscious, collapsing to the ground, and then are immediately awakened by somebody shooting you with a crossbow. As you take 9 damage.
9 damage, but you're awake now.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use my motion to, let's see here, 5, 10, 15, 20. Ooh, I can just get to the brain. I want to run right above the brain. I'm going to kick off from the ceiling as hard as I can to try to fall to the brain. And right before I hit the brain, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast one of my very few spells left. All the way down, Thunder Step.
Oh.
So as I land on the brain,
Okay.
I am going to... I don't know if that has a visual. No, it doesn't. It does. He's got to do a DC 18 con save.
Okay. Natural 20.
Son
of course.
a bitch!
Shit. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you too, though.
3d10 on a failed save.
Okay. But
or half as much on a successful one.
Well, here's the thing, though. You looking at this, especially as you're falling towards it and seeing kind of this jelly-like material beneath you, you feel like this kind, like a thunder impact, is going to do more damage than you expect to.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna fucking explode out with. He takes half damage of that. And
he takes that full damage because he's vulnerable to thunder damage.
And I'm gonna push myself. Now that I kind of got close enough to see it, does it look like I could stand on it?
Yeah, except you just blasted a giant hole. So now you're going to be standing in a crater, in a brain crater.
Yeah, I like that.
River dance with some high heels next.
I want to get out of his. I want to get it out of his area. So I'm going to go kind of to the other side of his brain.
Okay. So you're climbing up out of this valley you've created of brain matter.
No, I thunderstepped out of that valley.
Oh, okay, you blasted 2 thunderstep away from it. Okay.
Yeah, thunderstep away from it, just outside of whatever this weird glowing shit is that I don't quite recognize.
Okay.
And can I, what is this material? Are my feet slipping? Is it like quicksandy? Is it like just hard, like soft meat?
It feels very similar to the non-Newtonian fluid. So if you are moving fast, it'll be fine, but you will slowly sink if you stand still. As long as you move 5 feet per turn, you won't sink. You're fine. Okay,
I'm going to stay there and risk getting attacked by these tentacles. Because I'm not sure if he can attack him. I feel like I might be too close and small to where he might not be able to get to me very easily. Like he might hurt himself. So that's my goal, and that's the end of my turn.
Sure. Yeah, you do, in looking at it, you feel like it would be hard, like it'll have trouble being able to reach you, but it would, still potentially hit itself if it did attempt. All right, that brings us to Arteme. Arteme, you are currently grappled. It is its turn hasn't come back yet, so it hasn't tried to form the kind of link that it did with Norok yet. But you do feel like if it holds on to you for much longer, it's going to be harder to resist that.
Okay. Can I try and ungrapple?
Yep, it is a strength check. It is a contested strength check, so you'll be rolling against it.
So Arteme, too, that if you want, you can still cast spells from a grapple, too.
Yeah, it doesn't, all that does is keep you, it's a disadvantage if you try to attack it, and you can't move. Your speed is 0. They rolled the same thing you did, but it's stronger than you. So it's still holding on to you try to break free and are unable to do so. That was your action, so you still have bonus action, and then, like I said, your movement's 0. Any bonus action spells or anything you want to do?
Give me a sec. Well, I'm gonna try and grapple it back. Oh no, wait, that disappeared. Never mind. Oh,
you mean with your grasping vine? Yeah, that fell.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, guys. I got one more spell slot left, so we're fine.
Gonna be down to cantrips here shortly.
My cantrips actually aren't too bad, but I've literally
yours and both you and Nazim have Eldritch Blast, which is the best in the game. So.
Yeah, I actually like Toll the Dead more. I think Toll the Dead more because I like these Wisdom saves of 19. They're pretty tricky.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, you can still cast spells, but Shillelagh would technically a spell, but it uses it on a.
It's still a melee attack, though. Yeah, you'd still be making melee attacks with it, which you'd have disadvantage for being grappled.
Okay, so I'm gonna use Magical Stone.
Okay.
And shoot stones at it.
I think when you initially cast it just creates the stones. I don't think you get to throw one as part
No, I have to touch pebbles, so I take pebbles out of my pocket and touch them.
Yeah, but I mean, you're creating them, but you don't get to make the attack roll this turn with it, right? Is that correct?
Touch 3 petals and move. No, it just says if thrown.
Well, if thrown, yeah, but the throwing is not part of the casting. That's a separate thing you would do. Which would take your action, which you don't have.
Okay, so I'll just make them this time.
Okay, alright. It's cantrip anyways. Touch 3 pebbles, blah blah blah. If someone else attacks with a pebble... Oh. How did that close? There we go. Yeah, your spellcasting mode. Yeah, you still make a regular attack with it, which you would need to do on your turn. Alright. That if your turn then?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that brings us to... that is the other tentacle that is over behind Norok, is going to attempt to swing at him again. The same one that was just restraining him a minute ago. That is a 21. I assume that'll hit you?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm going to use my tribal endurance, I think. That heals me back a little bit. Reaction. And,
okay.
I think I get to swing at him again, is what it is.
Yeah, you do get to make an attack of up to reaction, using your reaction to do it. All right, so it'd be reduced to 10 with your rage, so 10 damage, and then go ahead and use your tribal endurance for the heal if you want, and make your attack roll.
Did that work?
Yeah, it did. Just got to click the healing button there.
And you still have a plus 10.
Okay, I'm just
I
lagging a little bit.
I don't think you've used your thing yet.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Not yet. I still have it.
All right, 6 healing then. So if you already applied it, it would have been 10. So for a total of 4 damage that you took.
Okay.
Okay. And that does, he does re-grapple you again, of course, with the attack. So you are restrained again, yanked back right off the edge of the thing there, and are grappled again by the tentacle there. All right, bring back to Stargoyle. Stargoyle, let's see. He can reach Nazim, Sarah, or Norok. He shouts, "Who needs the help the most?"
I mean,
I'm
it
fine.
would be bad if the big guy got, used by this brain.
He is in bad shape. Ben's at 54 hit points right now.
Yeah, I'd say Ben.
20 hits the tentacles, right?
20 definitely hits. Oh shit, you might, depending on how well you roll, the tentacle might not be a problem anymore. No, that's not enough. All right, still damage, just not enough to get rid of it. All right. So are you telling him to stay near Norok then?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
because both Nazim and Sarah are within range of the next Mind Blast, which is like a couple of turns away.
Well, I can almost get to the Stargoyle.
Okay.
So.
It's a 10-foot radius around the Stargoyle, so Norok is just barely in it right now. Right there, actually, because I moved him. All right, then and that'll bring us to Sarah.
Okay, so...
Oh, I didn't apply that to the brain, too. What was that, 13?
I don't think I'm close enough, still.
The brain is bloodied, guys, so he doesn't need a whole lot more. If you guys can put enough into him, then it'll be enough to potentially make him GTFO.
Have a consensus that we go ahead and let him leave without finding a way to keep him here?
We have no consensus. We're trying to get him off the ship so that your brother can take us back to not space.
Yeah, so I'm running towards the Stargoyle.
Okay.
As I'm running, I'm casting Chaos Bolt on the tentacle.
Okay, on the one that's holding Norok?
Yes, at
All right.
stand up. Which one I do this. And then I need to bring this up.
15. What's the... Is it the...
It was the tentacle that's in front of me.
Yeah, but what's
Is 15
which
hit?
the damage type?
Well,
What is it?
Hit? It's an attack roll.
Yeah, it'll hit. Sorry. So, it's the two. That's right. You got to roll the damage, and then that's what dictates or the roll the d8s, and that what dictates it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And so an 8.
'Cause he has
3. So let's do thunder damage.
All right. As you saw when Pogo had dropped down into the fleshy part of the brain and blasted himself away, and saw kind of an eruption, almost volcanic-like, of brain matter splashing across the room. A similar explosion out of the side of the tentacle. 40 damage is just enough. You had 37 left, so that tentacle is blasted into bits. You kind of sending the Chaos Bolt in towards the center, into the kind of trunk area of it below where it is holding Norok. It explodes and separates Norok. You get flung towards the ground. Not enough to hurt you, but it is enough, of course, that the tentacle, as it explodes, does free you. So the tentacle's gone, and the brain takes that damage, which brings him decently below bloodied. All right. Any bonus actions?
Am I in the range for...
You are just barely outside of it. You'd need to be one more square. Is that... That's all the movement you have?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's see, because he's coming up.
well,
he basically, he's got the Ulathard and then him.
No, wait. I have
Okay.
Misty Step as a bonus action.
Okay. You have Misty Step 5 feet?
I am going to Misty Step. Am I in range if I go there?
No. Well, yeah, you would. Sorry, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go there.
All right. Okay.
Give me a little bit more than 5
a
feet.
tiny bit of space, yeah. All right. That brings us to which tentacle is that? That is the front one that has not acted yet. Nazim is really the only target that he can reach that isn't already, grappled, because Artemis still grappled up there, so he's going to try to lash out at Nazim, who is awake again. But 13. Your AC is 13. Do you have any kind of reaction you want to make first? Because that will hit. Your AC is 13, so it will just barely hit.
All right. Not much I can do, because anything I have is like a counter spell type of situation, but it's a physical grapple.
It is, but do you have shield? The spell specifically I was thinking was shield, but I don't know if you have that.
I don't think I actually have shield.
Okay.
Synaptic, I have far step, but that's a movement.
Counterspell and Hellish Rebuke are your only two reactions.
Yeah,
so
Hellish Rebuke if he attacks me, but that's really it.
That is an attack, so you would be able to use it, but it would still get the grapple on the attack.
Yeah.
All right. That would take your reaction too, so it's up to you if you wanted to use that. All right, then... Oh, sorry, you already rolled the attack. Or that. It is damage. 23 damage to Nazim. And you are yanked up into this tentacle over here. So both Arteme and Nazim are currently grappled. And that brings us back to the Ulatharid. The Ulathard is going to... Let's see... I think this... Let me look at the spell real quick here. probably wouldn't be a particularly great use of its attempts. He did see something happen over on the other side, though, that he was concerned by, which the range is 150 feet. Yeah, he's definitely going to do this. It is. Oh, did you assume that I meant you?
Don't worry about the exploding tentacles.
As he floats his way in towards the center of the room, he's still just kind of levitating in mid-space. He's basically kind of, without it. I mean, you guys already know this, of course, knowing that Nazim was kind of partially seromorphed. It looks very much like a big floating Nazim, except with a squid face. Very much resembles Nazim's kind of style of movement and everything. But looking in Sarah's direction.
I have the rod out, by the way, and I still have my reaction.
You do, and you did say that, so you can try this, although also very high level. That is what he's casting.
I think it just absorbs it if it has the ability to, like the slots for it.
A higher? I don't think so with the rod. Don't you still have to make a roll? Like you still have to let's see.
It's a rod.
Now I haven't used my thing, but I can use possibly a reaction for counterspell on this.
Yeah, you could. So both. I mean, if hers, well, yeah, I'd say that you both still could, because she's going to try to do the same thing. She's going to try to essentially counterspell it or absorb it without it hitting her. But if hers fails, I'll still say that you are able to use yours if you want to try to also counterspell.
All right, is there a way that I can use it instead of her? That way she could save her spell slot.
Hers isn't a spell slot. She's trying to use a magic item.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, and it'll give me more spell slots.
Yeah, it's actually so. Well, I mean, the rod eventually runs out, but yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't see where it says that I have to do anything as long as it has the things to absorb it.
I could have sworn we edited that specifically to have, because higher level spells it wouldn't make sense. Store the rod.
Just also to let you know, if anything tries to physically attack me, I'm using cutting words. So that's a weird one where I have to tell you it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. When the attack roll happens. Cool.
It hits. Yeah.
Copy that.
I can't use it to cast more than a 5th level.
All right. No, I mean, the verbiage isn't there. We do need to edit that, so remind me so that we do put something in there, especially now that we're getting into high levels, guys. But he does... Did you see what he's trying to cast in your direction?
Oh, no, I didn't even scroll up to look.
Scroll up and look at that, because you'd have been fucked.
Yeah. No, that's not
That's
good.
an 8th level spell. Like, that would have really... Like, that could have led to TPK.
It's going to potato you.
It would have, like, for real. Like, she would have been like a, 1 intelligence or something like that until that was fixed, which you guys would not be able to fix during the fight. So, and I mean, because he saw, of course, what a threat that what she did to that tentacle was to the brain, which is its boss, obviously. But the spell is absorbed into the rod. Nazim, you can keep your spell slot, so you don't need to spend that. And Sarah avoided disaster with that, and she did specify that she had the rod out, which, by the way, we made that rule before as well, that she had to actually, say that she was holding that rod to be prepared for it. That's part of the reaction. So that is it for his turn. That does bring us to the Elder Brain, which does mean he is now going to try to do his Mind Blast. Actually, Nazim is not supposed to be in it. He's actually supposed to, because he's grappled. If you weren't grappled, Nazim, you would definitely still be in it. Which puts you, because you were grappled, you're supposed to be up on the sides. So I went ahead and moved you just a little bit, so that you're not in a visual representation as well. But Norok and Sarah will have advantage against the roll for its attempt to Mind Blast here.
If it hits Seraphina, I'm going to use my Ancestral Guardians on it, because she's within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
It says any damage, so I'm assuming that means spells.
Yep, that sure counts, yep.
Cool.
All right. It is a DC 18 intelligence save that you guys need to make, but both of you make it with advantage because Stargoyle is within range of you to try to block it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Cool. I'm lagging again.
No problem.
There we go.
17 does not succeed for Norok. Norok is a... shit, if he rolls high... Why are my fucking dice purple? 23 damage to Norok.
Okay.
Shit, that's gonna bring you... This might be the lowest you've been, like, in a fight, a regular fight where you weren't just throwing a rock through it, or a giant rock at you.
Yeah.
Alright. Sako, I meant to do this 2 rounds before, but Sako, go ahead and roll a d6, please. Or 2 turns, rather, before. 3 is front and right. So, after the Mind Blast goes off, the section that is covered by its psychic influence is now the front and the right instead of the left and front. And that is it for its turn. That brings us to your turn, G.
Does it take more damage from spike growth?
Yes, sorry, his turn. He just had his turn, so it would be the third time of it, third round here of it taking spike growth. All right, 4 damage. This would have been on its turn. You see it kind of shrinking away, like it's trying to pull itself down into the ooze a little bit. Justin or Pogo, you're not
Get
sinking a little bit, like it's starting to kind of retreat into it. And you feel like if it gets the chance to, it will kind of. It's a brain. Like I think like cats, how a cat can fit like weird liquid almost through a hole in a wall kind of thing. It kind of feels like it can make itself flat or kind of stretch itself out in a weird way. That you will be into the liquid if that happens. Like it's trying to shrink itself down. It's clearly pretty badly injured at this point, especially after you blasted a hole into the.
Good thing it doesn't know I can hold my breath.
So actually, even the space where you fell, you basically lobotomized the brain anyways with the big explosion, like crater that you took out of it, and it's clearly in bad shape at this point. So what you doing, G?
Alright, I'm going to... Actually, I can move myself. Maybe. Alright, well, just to make it simple, if you want to just do it for me, I'm going to use Great Weapon Master this time since I'm just hitting the brain.
Okay. If you click, just hit the button on your bar.
Oh.
And then I'll make the attack roll for you. The one on your bar is the macro that'll toggle Great Weapon Master on or off, so that it'll automatically do the math for you.
Okay.
It's number 1 or 2 or something like that, I think, on your bar.
Yeah.
There we go.
Is it on?
Now attacking with Wild Swings. Now it's on. Yeah. So that's the one. If you use that, it will do the math automatically, unless the item gets messed up or whatever. Do you want me to roll the attack for you?
Actually, I think I got it. It's not lagging as bad now. It was just taking a second.
All right.
I'm going to, if it hits, I'm going to use my Tribal Fury too to add the other damage dice.
Okay. All right.
And I'll use Reckless Attack too.
All right. Going all out on this one. His AC is only 10, so as long as you can get through that, then you can do a lot of damage here potentially.
All right.
That'll definitely hit. Go and roll the damage. It'll automatically do the plus 10 for you.
Okay, and then the sword is a D10 damage dice, just so for the extra dice for the tribal.
You can just hit. Oh yeah. It is 2d6. Hang on. Well, if you just hit the damage first, just hit the regular damage.
I think there's Vulcan's 2d6. I can't remember if this one is 2 or if it's.
The Vulcan is a D. Yeah, the Vulcan is a D. This one's a D6, so it's just another D6.
Yeah. Okay.
So all 29 for the first attack plus the D6 for Tribal Fury, and then you can make your second attack.
There's the rage damage on there. You said you fixed that, right?
Yep, that's on there. You can see the plus 2 in the chat there. All right, so 34 damage from that first swing. Okay. If you targeted him, it would be playing the animations too. But
I had that tentacle targeted earlier, but I forgot to target him.
Yeah, you killed him. Well, Sarah killed that one, I think. But
yeah, that first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your second swing. If you just click him and then hit T on your keyboard, it'll do it.
Oh, I forgot to toggle.
23. It's on.
Great Weapon
You did
Master.
it. Oh,
because that wouldn't affect this one.
Correct. It would be an 18, which would still hit anyways. So that's fine. So go ahead and toggle the Great Weapon Master off, and go ahead and roll the damage too for the second attack.
Okay.
All right, Fox. Shit, really? Oh, that was minus 10. All right, so 17. There we go. All right. And well, the second attack hits, and you see the hilt of the sword begin to light up red.
Can you guess what I'm going to do with it this time?
I've got a pretty good idea, I think.
I'm going to use it to dash, and I'm going to run away, you motherfuckers. You can finish it yourself.
Deal with this problem yourselves.
Yeah.
Go dive off the side, Point Break style. 17 will hit. All right, 16. Okay. you with the third swing, you just hacking away, just carving like a cake almost, just taking chunks and chunks and chunks out of the side of this brain. It is shrinking away. You see Pogo like almost surfing off, another Point Break reference, surfing off the top of the brain, like as it's beginning to lower itself down into the fluid. It is clear that it is definitely about to try to retreat. It's going to try to get out of here. So up to you what you want to do with that information, but it is definitely about to try to flee. So that if your turn?
Yes.
All right. So it is this tentacle, which is the one that is grappling Arteme. You know what? At this point, don't know that it would even try to do anything with the psychic link, because it is trying to get out. It can't. Oh shit! It can as a legendary action. Oh, okay. Well then, at the end of your turn, since it does have this as one of its legendary action options, at the end of Norok's turn, it is going to attempt to do so. If no one is going to stop it, which basically you see that it's about to do something. All of you can sense this. So if no one's going to do anything to stop it,
well, I still have my reaction.
You had it held to specifically to cutting words, though, if it tried to attack you,
yeah,
right?
So that's what I was. Well, I was letting you know that as I wasn't. How should this? I wasn't holding it. I just wanted to let you know that if something attacked me before you roll the attack.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, you haven't spent it. Yeah, you definitely. You still have your reaction. You didn't like ready it like a ready to action. No.
Yeah.
So if you have a reaction you want to use, you can. You feel like it's about to cast something beneath you, and you don't know what that'll be necessarily, but you feel like it's trying to get away.
Yeah, I could upcast that at 3rd level, but I think so. My reaction though is Hellish Rebuke, but that's typically just when something attacks me, so I can't use that's the problem with reactions. They're usually only if something attacks you or someone else. So I don't think I can use my reaction.
Yeah. Specifically, the major exception here would be for Counterspell, which is when another creature is casting a spell within range, is the trigger. So if you have that, okay. No. And you don't need to do it either. If you're okay with it, just bamfing out, then that's what you kind of expect is going to happen based on what Stargirl had told you.
Let me double check a couple things.
I mean, Sarah would like to keep it and kill it, but I can't stop it because I use my reaction for the rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no reaction besides. Does it seem like it's gonna try to leave my area?
Not in a way that would provoke an opportunity attack, if that's what you mean.
God, part of me wants. No. I got nothing. I can do it, everyone.
All right. Then with that, it does cast Plane Shift, and all of you see the battered and destroyed and just blasted apart brain disappear, and Pogo go tumbling awkwardly into this puddle of this non-Newtonian fluid, kind of because of the fall, is falling into it and like snaps an ankle almost, like not actually injury, but you know what I mean, like he hits it as if it's
like,
a solid.
Damn.
Well, no, I mean hitting it like as a solid surface. Not like, I mean, if you were falling from higher,
it's awkward. It's like landing on a waterbed.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's like hitting a surface that only has a tiny bit of give, but you didn't fall super far. It maybe would be a D6 for a 10-foot fall, but not even enough to worry about. But you go plummeting in towards the pool, but once you hit the let me hit the there we go. Once you hit the surface, as the brain has disappeared, the Ulatharid's still in the room. It is, it's not his turn right now. We're going to remain in initiative order. But the ship begins to lurch forward. You feel like something immediately stop as soon as the brain is gone, and the ship kind of violently stops, almost like like it's hit the brakes too fast, and kind of lurches forward, and all of you will go kind of. There's really no resisting this except for whether you stay on your feet. So everybody, give me dex saves, except for Arteme.
Like I still got some sticky shit on my feet too.
Oh yeah, actually, never mind. You have it. You can just stay. You can just stay stuck to the feet. So, okay, that's how that works. So because you hit the
bobblehead flapping around.
Yeah, wacky wailing flame
inflatable
tube band thing. All right, Fox, you me. Oh, actually, never mind. You're on the broom, Fox, so you're fine. Ben, you still have advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I was going to say, since I would have probably known the ship would stop after the brain left, right?
You would have advantage on this either way with Feral Instincts. Okay. Yeah, so you have advantage.
Yeah, okay.
Nazim, Sarah definitely goes flying.
Oh yeah.
Arteme, what you missed just barely, like just as you were coming back, it phase shifted out of the place and is gone. So you're no longer grappled, but oh shit, you know what? You were. I'd say that you can right yourself on the broom as the tentacles disappear when it teleported itself out, even with advantage.
Am I still floating?
Are you who? Is who still floating?
Oh, sorry, Nazim with this little creepy one. Little 1 foot float thing.
You know what? You would also be able to right yourself. I'd say between both, because Arteme having the broom and you being able to just telekinetically levitate yourself. The ship slammed to a stop all at once. This is mostly for Arteme as the brain phase shifted out of the room to disappear, to get itself away. Why is that circle still there? Is that from your Misty Step, Becky?
I don't think so. It didn't ask for
No, I think it's just the one from where you change the lines to that circle.
No, that one, it appeared when Becky did Misty Step, but I don't know what the effect is. That's fine. I'll find the tile and get rid of it. But anyway, both Arteme, as the tentacle disappears, grabbing the broom and kind of riding yourself just in time. Nazim catching yourself as the tentacle let go with your own levitation as you slowly lower yourself towards the ground. You do see the Ulatharid is still in the room with you, and you see this kind of wide-eyed, glowing stare, clearly surprised and not sure what to do. That it's the Neuraxis, the engine of the ship, has disappeared. It doesn't seem like it's about to attack you, I guess is how I would say this. It's not sure what to do at the moment. But the ship has crashed to a stop almost in midair and is slowly tilting forward like it's about to start plummeting. What are you guys doing?
Wait, isn't the other Nazim up there?
He is, but
supposed to try to control it.
But the ship has stalled, is what's happened. I'll word it this way: the ship has to be restarted.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so we have to go put the orbs back in?
That's exactly what you would expect. And Nazim would be able to flat out tell you, yeah, the ship has stalled and we have to start the engines again.
Okay, so let's do that.
Well, I'm going to let you know, I mean, we have no idea. That's really, I mean, I get that Jeremy's telling us, but do we actually know this? Like,
Nazim knows for sure, yeah.
Okay.
Nazim says that. And in fact, if anything...
Very much no, yeah.
Yeah, Nazim is the pilot of the show. Like both Nazims, really. Well, there's only one initially, but anyways, the Nazims are the pilots of the ship. They know exactly what needs to happen.
I have flown the ship, so I know without a doubt, this is what's going on.
Yep. So in initiative order, and we're gonna be rushing this as quick as we can, just for time's sake. Nazim, you do know that the orbs are on the second floor, so go ahead and move whatever you guys are doing. And we'll keep it in initiative order, but let's try to go quickly.
All right, so everyone, I'll tell everyone that the items are on the second floor, you said? So in theory, we could drop the items down here and you just run them in, correct, guys? Is that right?
You can drop them down the stairs, but it's close to the stairs anyways. It's not that far. You just have to get up there.
Gotcha.
With you, Letharid, kind of still in the way.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Hold on. I can begin with dimensional doors, just to speed things up. I just want to see if that creates an opening. Hold on.
You have two different kinds. You also have Arcane Gate, which is another one.
I'm trying to find that there. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Teleportals. Okay. Choose 2 points on the ground that you can see. Let me go ahead and put this in chat.
The door's still closed, though, right, too?
Yep.
Yeah.
And to start the engines, do we need to get back to that room with the other Nazim, or do we need to go back to the room with the balls?
Balls.
The room with the vats, yeah, where you were throwing the orbs into them, yeah. But you need to get the orbs, which are on a different floor.
All right. Is that floor that we need to get to above this pit where I see the ceiling up there?
No. It's south and up. So it's up the stairs and to the south.
Can I see through this door to the south?
The wall is closed. No. It'll open if you approach it. You know that. Nazim specifically, you know that it'll open for you.
All right, so here's the plan, everyone. I will create an arcane gate in the vat room and an arcane gate where the elements are, and then we'll just quickly pass through this and quickly bring the items. So let me go start running that way.
Well, you know, there's a dude in here that we gotta kill, right?
You guys want me to cage him? I can cage him and stop this.
I mean, I have. Pogo would be
we have to
yelling
kill
that he's spent.
Because I mean, he's not attacking us at the moment.
Wait, are we like out of initiative?
No, you're still going to be in initiative, yeah.
Yeah, like that's the thing is like.
All right, let's do this. I'll use this turn to force cage him, lock him into a box, and then from then on we will fix the stalling ship before we plummet. What do you say?
Sure.
Cool.
All right, I'll use my movement speed.
That's not the right one, but that'll work.
15, 20, 25, 30. And then...
the door opens as you get close to it.
Okay. Stuck in combat. Dang it. Sorry. Force of Retribution. Sorry, I'm going through this here. Force cage. A prison in the shape of a box can be up to 10 feet on a side. So I assume that he's less than 10 feet, so I will cast that.
Yeah.
And I will use all 10 charges to use Force Cage staff.
All right. Does it, when you use all the charges, does it have a chance to break? A lot of spells do.
The spell can't be dispelled by dispel magic. No break. No break.
That's the spell. Let me look on your sheet here real quick, because it'll be on the item. We'll deal with that in a moment here if we need to. But Staff of Retribution is to attack rolls, 10 charges, falling properties, so 1d4 at dawn. If you expend the last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the staff retains its +2 bonus attack, but loses all other properties. So go ahead and roll your d20.
D20. Oh, dang it, it's a D12. D20, there it goes.
Alright, so it does not break. He has a DC 18 charisma save to make against the Force Cage. 19. Beats it by 1. Force Cage does not succeed. He is not restrained.
Man, even with a 20.
Yep. Well, the 20 is just to whether you break it, whether the staff breaks or not the spell. But that was your action. Any bonus actions? Or was that all your movement?
That's all my movement right now.
All right, that brings us Pogo.
All right. Let's see here. I have no idea that door's gonna open. This thing is gone.
The door did open. Dazim got close enough to it. Yeah, okay. The door opened. Yeah. The door's open to the south.
I am going to run opposite. Actually, no. First, I'll go ahead and take a shot. Or actually, no. I'll go ahead and just use my. Has anyone hurt him yet?
No.
The bad guy thing?
No.
I'm gonna use.
They don't have a lot of hit points. They're like you guys probably remember from the fights you had with them before. They're not very strong.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use. No, well, he's a spellcaster. I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Toll the Dead. So
right.
He needs to make a 18 Wisdom save.
DC 18. DC 18. All right. 26 succeeds.
All right, and
He's rolling real good on his saves. Yeah, as long as you don't stand still, you won't sink into that stuff. So
15, 20. I'm gonna go ahead and get right behind Norak and use him as a human shield.
All right. Okay, that'll bring us to Arteme.
Alrighty then. I guess I'm gonna go after the orbs.
Okay. So you're on the broom, so you have 60 feet of movement, which you can't dash to go any further, but you could get off and dash if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get off dash, and then I'll just go back.
All right. 60 feet from where you are would take you to...
I'll quickly be right back, though.
All right, Fox. It'd be down there. I'll go ahead and move you while you're gone, Fox. That'll get us to there. Dash would be another 30, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Almost up to the top of the stairs. And that'll bring us to Stargoyle. If she has a bonus action, we can get to that, but if she's going to dash for action, that's most of it anyways. Stargoyle, though, looking at the situation. Do you want me to try to stop him, or do you want me to go get the fuel? What do you want me to do?
Well, if you help with the fuel, then at least not all of us die. So.
Okay, I'll be back. Just try to stay alive. And he flies up through the ceiling, up into the chamber above, which Nazim, you know where the fuel is, as he's trying to make his way over there. Oh, it was 2 floors up. Sorry. So I mean, it's the same stairs, but it's all all in the same place. All right. As he's going to get orbs, and that'll bring us to Sarah.
Right. I keep forgetting to target people. What do I have left? Okay. We'll just hit him with another can.
Okay.
Second level.
Hey, natural 20. All right, go and roll the damage.
All right. Where are my 8s?
All right.
2 and a
2 and a 2.
2 and
Oh, because of the... Well, I guess you get to choose from all 3 then. So 2, 4, or 1.
no, 2.
Because it was a crit. You
Uh,
do realize that force is particularly impactful because these guys are kind of soft-skinned, just like the warrior was.
brain. Okay.
Yep, and the brain, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do 4.
All right, force then makes that 36 with their vulnerability. All right, bonus actions or movement.
I'm just gonna move 20 feet this way.
Okay.
I mean, I'm eventually gonna have to make my way down here, and I am slow. So.
All right. That brings us to the ship. The ship is it's not on a nosedive, but it's dipped down probably 30 degrees or so. Like the floor is sloped in that direction now, and is very quickly going to turn into a nosedive, which means you will all be kind of snapped up to, well, the ceiling to the north of you, essentially, or the
Not
wall
me. I
rather
can
to the north
still
of you.
walk. Don't worry, guys.
You could stay stuck to the wall, sure, but if it does dip, basically, if it stays stalled for too long, so basically you have a set number of rounds to get the ship turned back on again to level itself out, and then you would presumably have control. But that'll bring us to the Ulatharid, and the Ulatharid, seeing Neuraxes has left, and that he is outnumbered, and that one Chaos Bolt took him to almost half health, looking at all of you, also decides to GTFO himself. So unless anybody's stopping it, he's also going to plane shift after Neuraxes. Nobody reacting?
I don't have any spell slots left. I have a first level.
I could dispel him. Do you guys want to kill him?
I mean, sure.
It's up to you guys. I mean, you have
I
the
think,
ship.
Nazim, you should do whatever you think your character would do. You don't need all of us to jump in on everything. Appreciate
What do you think? It is a very polite response, sure, but it's up to you guys. I mean, you do have a certain dislike, obviously, of this guy in particular, but all of the Ulatharid, all of these guys. But at the same time, you do have the ship to deal with, and any energy spent on him is also not being spent on starting the ship. So, what would Nazim do with all of that information?
Okay, go ahead and dispel.
All right. So you're going to counterspell his plane shift?
Counterspell, yep.
All right. It is 7th level, so counterspell, what level are you casting it as?
It says pact slot level 5.
Okay. All right. So with a 5th level, then it would automatically succeed if it was 5th level. You still have to make a roll, which is a difference of 2, so it's a DC 12 on your spellcasting modifier. So make a charisma check, and you got to beat a DC 12.
Oh, charisma check.
Yep.
Hold on a second there.
If you click yourself, the bar in the top that you see where it says skills, saves, checks, mouse over checks, and then hit charisma. And then roll normal.
I don't see that. I'm sorry.
Just target yourself first, so or not target rather, but click yourself so you have a little square, and then you should see a little hot bar that appears. Actually, you may have moved it. Usually it's in the top left, but you might have moved it.
It's gone. Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay, that's fine. You can just do it from your character sheet.
That's what I'm looking for. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom. Where's charisma?
It's below wisdom, so you might have the screen might be needed to be larger. Yeah, so grab the little arrow on the bottom right.
Ability check, normal.
Yep. All right, 22. So you beat the DC. The spell does not succeed. He spins in place in a fury as the plane shift does not envelop him and take him out of here. But that is it for his turn. It brings us to Norak.
Okay. I can't remember exactly the last time that I used my Stick of Stars. Did we have a...
You spent all the
was that
charges.
on the same game day?
It was, yeah.
Or-
You spent all the charges.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Yeah.
Yep.
I have one left, but I don't want to use it to...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry. You saved one so that it wouldn't break. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just going to move that.
You can
next
run
closer.
across. You can run across that goop as long as you're moving fast.
All right. That's what we do.
I guess rather, if you don't stand still, you won't sink, is what I'm saying.
I think I'll be out there, so...
Okay. Not gonna
Alright,
dash.
checking it closer. I have me. Yeah, might as well. Nothing else to do.
Well, 40 feet is further than that. You can get to. Yeah, I mean, just your regular movement would be there. So you're gonna. Are you dashing as well?
Where's my regular movement at? Because I moved.
Regular movement would have ended there.
Can I whack it from here?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna hit it in. I'm not gonna go with Master though. I'm just gonna actually do a regular hit on him.
Okay. All right, 26 will hit. Azim, you're up next. All right, 11. Second attack. That'll hit. AC's 15.
Okay.
All right, 13 more. And you do see the heart light up. What are you doing with it? He's in very bad shape.
Okay, so I can finish him up.
This poor squid face. You guys just he didn't barely do anything. He did try to feeble mind. So apart from that, he did
stay out of this fight.
He did mind blast you. Never mind. He did fuck you guys up. But but you guys decided
he
to
put
kill him.
Nazim.
That's true. Yeah, he did. He'd put Nazim asleep with eye bite. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last attack. Oh, that hits cheat coding. Yeah. All right, he had 15 left, so an 18 is enough. As Nazim spun in place, or as he spun in place toward Nazim, clearly in a rage at being prevented from his escape. Norak, you go just kind of leaping over the non-Newtonian fluid as you try to run across the pool. You gliding through the air, bringing the sword down, just carve, was whack and whack and whack against this Ulatharid until he collapses towards the ground. Remember, he was floating a little bit in multiple chunks of flesh beneath this really ugly kind of reddish purple cloak. And no longer moving on the ground. He's dead.
Sweet.
Bonus actions.
I don't believe so. Just
Alright.
gonna get ready to try to help start everything.
All right, that brings us to Nazim.
All right, since he is down, I will use my movement 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
You can
30.
remember, you guys can move diagonally too, so you would be, there was more effective movement you could do there. I mean, if you were going up the stairs, you could be probably like there-ish.
Well, I was gonna go here, and I was gonna cast
Arcane Gate.
the Arcane Gate, and I was gonna throw one portal in this room to the south,
Mhm.
and the other portal right near where the elements are.
Okay. You do know the room, so you know the area, and you would be able to do that just fine. probably could make one, but just because we only have 5 minutes or 8 minutes really left, I don't want to make another portal to do that. But all right, then in that case, all of you that are nearby, Artemis, you would see this as well. See that Nazim has created a portal right in this little space right before where the vats are, and you could turn around and go right back through that to get to the other floor quicker if you so choose, Artemis. Your turn to be coming
I'll
up
do
here
that
shortly.
then.
Okay, yours is coming up here in just a minute, so Pogo's first, but then you'll be next. All right, I'll go ahead and I'll drop a tile on that. That brings us to Pogo. What's Pogo doing?
I don't know. We
So,
put like a portal in the middle of the room or
Pogo,
something.
seeing that,
Yeah.
seeing that's going on, he's going to use literally the last thing he can cast, levitate on himself today, so he can move 60 feet. And he's going to, let's see, what's the distance here? He's going to dash 90 feet to the portal.
Okay.
And on the other side of the portal, where's the other portal? It's where the round different objects are, the round keys.
Yeah, with the elements, it is actually right next to the vats where the where the other Elithid were, or Elithomorphs rather.
All
So
right.
put the portal in the middle of the room.
So what I don't
so that way
remember
it's
is
equal distance
when
to
we
all
started
six
those.
poly
Okay.
vats.
started
Oh,
those
in the middle of the room
engines.
itself. I gotcha. Sorry, what?
When we started those engines, did we get the balls back?
No.
No.
You have to go
gotta
get more.
one.
They're in, so we got to go get them inside the vats and then put them back.
No.
in the vats?
No.
There's plenty
we have
of
to go
there's
get them in
boxes of them.
storage.
Yeah, there's crates of them in the storage.
That's what I just made the gate for. One's going to be in the storage room and one's going to be here. So essentially, we just grab a ball, jump through the portal, throw it in, jump
Grab
back through
all
the
of
portal.
them. They're
So
small.
in
You
that
could like
case-
one person could grab them all.
That's
There
why
you
I
go.
was going to grab them because I have the broom. So
I
could-
can get
Yeah.
to here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get into this room. You know what I'm actually? Those other fucking things are still flying around somewhere.
Now that it's a little bit quiet, you can actually hear like cats fighting kind of sound, except
Sounds like
much
they're fighting
scarier.
each other.
Much scarier, yeah.
Okay. I can get to somewhere around here, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to kind of just sneak off to the side-ish so there's less like back up against this vat type situation.
Okay. All right.
'Cause I can't get
That
all
if
the
your
way
turn
far
then.
enough anyways. That's it. That was
All
my
right.
action.
That brings us to Artemis.
Okay, I'm gonna use the broom to take the portal.
All right. The portal is a bit further south than I initially thought. He was actually making it in the center of the room there, the room with the vats. So 60 feet. Yeah, you can get in through the portal, and the boxes are right on the other side. So,
Okay.
yeah, you can actually make it through and grab them and make it back out. But it will take your well, it's a free. Never mind, it's a free action for an item interaction. So I'll say that you can grab an armload of all the fuel that is needed and come back through the portal. But that'll be it for your turn, except for bonus actions.
Okay, so I could still throw them to other people though, right?
That'd be a bit much. Only because
Can
you're
I
having to
just-
gather
okay.
all of them.
So yeah, I'll just grab them and then bring them up.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. As soon as you go through the portal, you're the only one that has gone through it to see it on the other side. You do see the Elithomorphs fighting. There's two of them that seem to be ganging up on another one. But you kind of, as in a rush as you can, you just grab the orbs, jump back through the portal. You see Stargoyle kind of pass through it just as you do. He goes through the floor and reappears on the other side as he had been, you would see it really like he's kind of holding a group of them telekinetically in front of his face of these elemental orbs as he also tries rushing through them, also carrying a big collection of them. I was going to set up a separate portal so you guys could just jump up there and see it, but I'll just might as well just describe it for time. But that if your turn then.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, that brings us to the Stargoyle, who, coming in right after you, flies down through the ceiling. Actually, shit, he would have to. Never mind. He does go through the portal as well because he would have to for the orbs to drop those and drops them all over the floor. There's just a big pile of them. That brings us to Sarah. Sarah, you hear all this jingling to the south. You do have to get all the orbs in the correct vats in the correct order. Very limited time. The ship is about to dip even further. What are you doing?
I don't even think I have enough movement to get there, so let's see. Alright, if I dash. Oh. Dang it. if I dash, I can get like right here. But that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Actions, bonus. Well, dash is action, so no bonus actions.
I only have a first level spell, so I can't even Misty Step. Nope.
All right. That brings us to the ship.
Wait. Let's see,
Mhm.
5, 10, 15.
Ben, you're up next.
25, 30. Oh shit! Do I have to see where I'm going?
I think my session hung. I'm restarting.
Yeah, it has to be a spot that I can see. So nope.
What do you? I mean,
I
you
can't.
can see into the room.
Into the vat room.
Yeah, it's straight south of you.
Then I will use the rod for 2 levels and get 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 right next to the first vat.
Okay.
But it's
Pogo's right next to that one, unless you're going to the one on the right.
I don't think I can.
What
You
is
just toss
what,
one
30
to me
feet?
like a layup, and I'll
Yeah,
slam it
30
in.
feet.
30 feet? Okay, so you could get to like, well, here, let me grab you and I'll move you over. To like there.
Yeah, that works.
Alright. Then that brings us to the ship. And nothing else then, Becky? That was action, bonus action, right?
Yep, that's all of it.
Alright. The ship tips even further forward. You are now at a probably 40, 45 almost. It basically, this is the last turn where you can stand comfortably, except for Pogo. Pogo can stand comfortably for another 10 minutes if he wants. But
Nazim's levitating too. And,
oh, that's true. Nazim is levitating, and Artemis is on the roof. All right. So okay. So only Sarah and Norak. Fine. How about that? Only Sarah and Norak have trouble.
I imagine they're gonna be like tumbling down the room, and the rest of us are gonna be like, "You guys okay? What's going on?"
It'll be Norak tumbling down. It'll be like that scene in Titanic when the dude hits the propeller and breaks it down of him falling down. But the ship is very sharply dipping forward at this point. As long as you guys. Okay, did you really find it that fast, or did you think of it at the same time I did?
Yeah.
You must have thought of it at the same time I did. There's no way you saw Google Titanic to get it that quick.
Quick, man.
All right, what are you doing, G?
Just gonna be heading in there to try to keep up, and I think I'm at 30, so. Okay, I can get down in there.
You can make it into the room, and you do see that there is a pile of orbs at Stargoyle's feet, and Arteme has an armful of them as well. So there's a pile of the fuel orbs on the ground. But you still have to throw them in the right order into the vats as well. So, 5 minutes, okay for every. You know what? I kind of wanted to end wanted to end on a specific scene here, but we're at time. Does everybody have like 10 more minutes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I can do it.
Sure.
All right. What are you doing, G?
That's it. That's it for my movement. So I'm just gonna, as soon as on my next turn, move and
There
try to
are
help her.
orbs all over the ground at your feet. There's orbs at your feet.
Okay, then I'll pick them up.
All right. So what are you picking up?
Yeah.
What are you picking up?
Gold goes in the first one.
Okay, then I'll pick up gold. And is that left or right?
You guys are gonna have to figure this out quick.
And that's the one I'm hiding next to.
Okay.
I'm trying to find our list of where we had it, but there's so many gifts that I can't find it.
Yeah, I found it. I scrolled way up.
All right. I was. I mean, you're close enough that it's below your passive for just like an underhanded toss to toss one in.
Oh, then I'll do that.
Arteme was just too far
for
her to throw without athletics. Yeah.
Okay, then I will do a little underhand baseball.
You toss the gold one in, it clinks into the vat, rolls down to the bottom, and the light switches up to the second one.
Sweet.
Okay, which brings us to Nazim.
Okay, so we got all the balls on the floor here. I'm going to make a beeline. I will use all 60 movement. 5,
For dash,
10,
sure.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So I assume...
Yeah, they're all over the floor there. Yep.
Perfect.
What are you grabbing?
Now to put all these balls back in, it's from the left, from the top, going down, and then straight to the right, and then all the way up on the right.
Yep.
Okay. Do we remember the order,
White gem
everyone?
is next. Yeah, I'm looking at the list now. White gem is next.
A rock of great shine is this one.
Okay, so we have someone already working on the upper left, so who's working on the second one on the left?
That'd be you.
Me? Perfect. All right, I will grab that item. You said shiny rock, right?
Yeah, it's a rock of great shine. It's a diamond.
Perfect. I will grab the diamond, and I have 1 movement spot, and that's it there. Done.
Okay. All right. Then you picking one up. Do you have proficiency in athletics? I don't think you do you?
I don't
no, you don't.
think so,
okay.
no.
Make a dex check. Dex check.
Dex check coming up. Oops, that's a saving throw. Dex check, go. All right.
You grab the gem off the floor, try lobbing it towards the side, but the ship has just enough of a shudder, I guess, as it starts to lift forward. The gem plinks off of the side and bounces down onto the floor. Does not make it in the vat.
All right.
That brings us to Pogo.
Boo!
But Pogo, it does happen to be on the ground, like not far from you. You can run over to it and just drop it in the vat. It's close enough to, in your range if you're choosing to do so.
Like right now or on my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay, yeah.
That was the end of
I'm
his
going to
turn.
grab that one, and I'm going to levitate up, toss it in with, I guess, 10 feet of movement. And then, are all the orbs brought into this room or is it still in the storage room?
So that blue portal right there?
Yeah, it goes to the storage room.
Yeah, it goes to the storage room.
So
That's the one that Sarah Arteme went through and grabbed them all.
All right, so I'm going to Arteme. I put the one in this vat already, and then the next one lights up. I'm going to go ahead and grab the next... let's see here. The next...
Give you bronze.
2. I'm going to grab the next 2 and put the next 2 in the next 2 vats.
As you float over, just dropping into bronze,
Yep.
and then what's after bronze? What are you guys doing after bronze?
Bronze and metallic.
Okay, which one is it? Because this is
You're
the one you
making
guys
me
messed up on
scroll
last
back
time.
up.
It says metallic steel. Is what
Well,
the list
Fox just
says.
put it. As long as this is the one, as long as the order you guys are going to use, Fox just put
Hold
it in
on,
the
let
Embers
me
chat. It's the most
scroll
recent
back
one.
up.
No, she literally just put it there. It's right in the. It's the first thing. in the Embers chat.
I scrolled up, found it, and put it back below all the gifts.
So this is the third one. The bronze one goes in there, and I'm also
Okay.
grabbing the metallic steel one from
Okay.
her, and I'm putting it in the fourth one.
Because when you did this the first time, you guys threw stone into that one, and that was the
Yeah.
error the first time. All right, so those are done, and that brings us to the bottom right.
And
Which
I
would be
am
where does that
down
end
by
you?
the
Yeah,
bottom one.
yeah.
I'll move.
Okay. All right, that'll bring us to Arteme. Fox, your turn.
Okay, if he's doing those, I'll wait till the next one, and then put the river rock, and then translucent.
Okay, so the stone and then the translucent, which is the glass. All right,
Yes.
with the broom, yeah, I'll say you can make those. That's fine. That'll take your whole turn, but you can do those if you're doing both of those then.
Yep.
All right, then that will leave it to number 7, which brings us to the Stargoyle. He can telekinetically move one. Do you want me to throw one in? What do you want me to put in there? I never paid attention to this part.
The wood one, the deep mahogany.
Okay,
Yeah.
and he grabs it and flings it over into there, and that one turns off. That brings us to Sarah. And Sarah, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the ship, if you don't get this pulled off, the ship is about to drop to, not nosedive, but where, like I said, where both you and Norok will go flying.
I got this. So I was 10 feet from where he had dropped all of them, right? The Stargoyle?
Yeah, all over the ground, all over there.
Great, so I'm going to go
He just
over
brought
there.
a bunch of them. There's a bunch of each kind, so.
I'm going to grab the rocky porous one, and I'm going to use Mage Hand to just drop it in.
All right. The last one dropped into the vat then, as you all are, rushing as quick as you can to try to catch all these into place just in time before the ship could possibly dip any further. The engine fires up. There's a kind of a violent shake, just the same as the first time, and not enough to throw you off your feet, especially when you were already kind of preparing yourselves to stand as still as you possibly could. And as soon as it happens, the Stargoyle goes sailing out through the front. The door opens, by the way, that the shell of the door opens in the front, and Stargoyle calls you out to the deck, just because we're over time here. And everybody heading out to the deck. Oh, that is way too loud. Hold on.
We get sucked into space.
You didn't move that fast. Like, you guys were worried about being, out into space, but you guys weren't moving that far. You're way up for sure. But out onto the deck there you go, exactly. As you stepping your way out, you guys should all have the scene now, right? All right.
Feels like something out of Final Fantasy.
Ben probably recognizes this one, I would expect.
Mhm.
G. It's the one. It's the blue whale theme from Final Fantasy 14. Yeah. But all of as you all are kind of stepping out onto the deck and kind of admiring the view a little bit, sure, but you do see movement below the ship and off to the That would be port side. It'd have to be port, right? I think port's the left side, isn't it? The starboard's the right. Yeah. So off the port side then and down a little bit, you do see an Imperial Corvette, the same one that you had clearly seen before, with just a ton of Imperial soldiers just staring up, like, eyes trying to hands trying to block the sunlight, peering up towards the ship. As you've kind of righted it and begun to stabilize it, the Corvette has clearly followed after you, and that's where we'll end the session.
Cool.
But we got a friendly Corvette off our starboard.
Well, it's the same one. It is this. Well, I mean, you guys, anybody that's looking would be able to recognize some of the soldiers that are down there as the same a crew that was with that Corvette that was parked outside the ship. Remember when you went in before it lifted off? And they're just kind of staring up at this ship and then beginning to wave a little bit, seeing now that you're airborne and seemingly alive.
Seeing this, Pogo is going to eat some of those magic mushrooms that he's got in his bag.
Now is the time for magic mushrooms.
Now is the time for magic mushrooms. I'm on a giant space snail flying through the if there's not a better time for mushrooms, I don't know what it is. So,
that's going to grab the jug of wine and just sit down.
Sit down on the deck too?
I'm standing.
There's a couple of things I don't like that. There's a couple of seams. You guys can probably see them. Those bother me, and I was trying to fix them today, but I didn't get enough time to get them done. But all right, next week the 7th. Everybody good for the 7th?
Yeah.
I